Howdy, folks, and welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your Game Master for this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Dan, Kara, and Olive. Dan is working on putting Dan's toy chest away. But we are going to play some Starfinder tonight. As you could probably tell, we have music again. As you can probably tell, I have my notes so I can read things, which is super, super helpful. So before we do get started, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, bits and channel points, 2 different ways that you can support the stream. And starting this session, I believe you will be able to see the Wheels, Woes, and either of the 2 brand new channel point reward options.
Oh shit, what are they?
All of them should have some special little icons that are related to them. Those will pop up on screen when they are redeemed. So channel points are something that you redeem or you earn just by watching the stream. You can use those to steer the different plots that are happening in the background of the story, and that will eventually shape some of the future arcs. So the one for Spice just recently concluded. The current one has something to do with Bubbles' backstory. So go ahead and take a look at those rewards and feel free to vouch or to redeem for those. And then channel or bits are Twitch's microcurrency that you can pay money for. They directly translate into money for us. It's helpful for getting things like miniatures, like the Tony Express, all the various things that are on there. Speaking of on there, you can see a couple of the things on the Tony Express, but it's much, much closer and easier to see on Instagram at AlberonRPG, which is also most of our other social media. And then tomorrow night, which is Friday, we're going to be playing our original D&D campaign, which is Courts of Everest. That is going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then for this little, it's called Smooth Jazz, but also all the other sound effects that you could possibly want. Maybe you want something that is just the sound of somebody being punched. Maybe you want something that is just the sound of a shotgun. Maybe all that you want in the world is the sound of gravity being manipulated. Interesting, yeah. So it's a process. It's a process.
Yeah.
So the gravity manipulated thing, that definitely goes on for a while. But manipulate gravity at your own.
Wow, this is like a whole.
It's been
like,
manipulated.
supernova.
Now it's been manipulated
Black
properly.
hole.
Sirenscape, digital toolset that you can use to add sound effects to your games or birthday parties or whatever.
Like my birthday party coming up?
And with that, oh yeah, is that next week?
No, it's not for a few weeks.
21st. All right. That'll bring us into our recap. Mosaic Team 5, last that we played, you entered the arena at the Katydid Corral and Casino, where, dressed as wrestlers who collectively went as the Castrovellian Cobras, you did battle with the Katydid Queen, you okay?
Yeah.
A legendary combatant who was able to do a tremendous amount of damage to many of you, though Gibbs and Spice immediately understood that this was more of a performance than a fight, in the same vein as the WWE. Gibbs used her Heelys to spin around the arena with Spice, handcuffed, straddling the back, using sniper rifles to fire at KDQ. Echo took a second longer to catch on, but once they understood, used parkour to maneuver up the columns to reach KDQ's attitude before attacking, dealing 3 points of damage before careening 20 feet back down to the ground.
You gotta make it look good.
Yeah, it was dope.
Bubs caught on, but took issue with KDQ telling him to sit down before he gets hurt. And with his Dothko being ineffective and being unable to close distance, Bubs eventually took the fall. Shade, you took the longest of all. Your natural inability to emote or read others' emotions causing you to try hard to fight against KDQ. But eventually she overcame you, and you were pinged by every single teammate at once telling you to take a dive. You eventually fell as well. And you all were carted off the field, receiving spectacular applause, complimentary medical care from the arena, and vouchers from the Ranch of Rest, which included free augments for each of you and their installation. You recovered at this ranch all of your negative levels were reversed. You were able to take a long rest in only an hour, and finally, at long last, leveled up to level 6. Or sorry, level 8.
8. Whoa.
Level 8. You leveled down
I've
to
been
level 6.
cheating for a long
It's a
time.
punishment.
Yeah.
No wonder your rolls are so good.
Yeah.
As a reward, you are each given that free augment, and as you all emerge, that is where we begin this evening. Give me just 1 second. I'll pull up some.
Can I just buy a lot of them with the other money that I have?
Yeah,
Well, you gotta roleplay it.
you have 1 for free. You don't have to roleplay. You have 1 for free. But yeah, for sure, if you have
There's a
more money,
menu.
you're told.
And I just
Spice has 2 because
them up.
Gibbs gave hers to Spice.
I believe Bubs did not pass his persuasion check to get the same deal.
You okay? What are you looking for?
Is it over here? It's right here with my stuff. Oh. You and I share one now because we're dating in game. We have the same box. That's how it works.
The
know what,
breakup
Sweet
is
Jazz is
gonna
great.
be
Yeah, right. It's gonna have
Moving
repercussions outside the game.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move into my box.
So, since Gibbs is both not here and not taking an augment, Spice, what is it that you are taking? And you have 2 that you can choose.
Spice, like, wraps her knuckles on the counter and she's like, I know exactly what I want. I'm ready to go in. Look at my eyes. I have done this before. Please, can I get 2 at the same time when I go in?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. So, first thing, she pulls out her dragon gland that she's been carrying with her since like session 3.
It's in like a
her
little,
pocket.
so it's in like a case. If you think about like when you go to like the mall and you win a prize and it comes in a little clear case so it doesn't like fall down and get damaged. It's like that, but it's filled with a fluid to keep the actual like biological parts stable. And so it's a little dusty. There might be like pocket lint on it, but it's otherwise intact.
I would like this around my neck, please.
Okay, so dragon gland is the first one. What's the second one?
Great question. Second one, I'm gonna go with spur of the moment, morphic skin.
Morphic skin. Okay.
Yeah. I saw this one on your menu and I was like, I'm a beautiful Lashunta. I could be any beautiful Lashunta with this.
Trish is probably at that point going to say, and this is that Lashunta who is sitting behind the counter of the Ranch of Rest. Like very faint powdering to the skin makes it almost like this sky blue kind of quality that makes it blend a little bit with the sort of like blue nature of the walls and the kind of soft clouds around. But she would say, well, I think you're fine as you are, but we can do the morphic skin and the dragon gland. It will have appearances when you're using it. Is there some desire for exactly where you would like it?
I want it to look like a cute-ass black choker, and I want a heart in the middle of my throat.
Okay. And you can see just like tapping some things on the data pad.
You're an angel. Thank you.
But Spice, when you emerge, you are level 8, and you now have these 2 augments.
She like breathes a little smoke out of her nose just to test it.
No problem. And you find that that actually matches whatever your psychokinetic eyes are like tuned to. It's almost like a similar kind of smoke.
Spice has RGB.
Yeah, basically, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's just when you go to sleep, it's just like the passive strobing like rainbow lights. Yeah. Echo, what are you getting?
Echo's getting the echolocative ears.
Right.
Because
Very
why not?
Of course. Echo.
And so for
Roger,
you
Roger.
and Android, very easy, and you can implement it in a way that doesn't leave any visible signs. So no problem there.
Honestly, you can just upgrade my systems, and then they just like unplug an ear, and they're like, here.
Modular.
Yeah, no problem. So they
You can
take
have
that.
the whole spa treatment if you want. They'll do it for you. It's included.
I have noticed some of my connection ports are a little dusty.
They'll clean them up for you.
Yeah. So you go in, Echo. the spa treatment for you as an android is a little bit different. It involves a lot of compressed air. It involves but it is a very, very cleansing, and like there's a point where they look at your ankle, which has been like badly damaged previously, and like the person just tisks this, and they go about and like set that to be a much more aesthetically appropriate looking. Like it doesn't look like chewed up bubblegum and tinfoil kind of like wadded together to hold it. And so you emerge with your augments and at level 8 as well. And I believe, actually, for housekeeping, Spice, you have switched out one of your feats, correct?
Yes.
Which one?
I had, I don't remember what it was because I've like almost never used I literally have never used it.
Yeah.
It is Unfriendly Fire.
Unfriendly Fire.
Not once used it. And I'm going to switch it out for long arm proficiency.
Okay. And so remembering some of your GPF training, you regain that long arm proficiency.
Yep. Thank you.
Echo, you also, I believe, switched something out.
I had thought I didn't know it was okay to just switch it out. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's
run it by the DM.
The specifically how it's happening is going to be, there'll be something in game for it.
I wanted to get rid of my advanced melee weapon proficiency. It does nothing for me.
Yeah.
We had talked about this.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's an item that you just drop out of your inventory. Somebody else can pick it up.
I'm just like really sitting there like scrolling through my inventory and just drop it and then walk away.
So no problem. And what are you picking up?
I have to go back and look, but probably I think it was improved initiative.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. I have that one.
Especially because Echo is just somehow always at the bottom.
Yes.
Wait, which
You deserve it.
So no problem.
Initiative.
Bubs, you are forgoing any kind of augment?
Babe, I'll take yours.
Yeah, I don't really, I've already had enough people poking and prodding at my body, so, I mean, unless you have, something that, like a contact lens or something I could take out, but I don't think you do. Could you, like, I don't know, if you don't have that, could you, like, I don't know, give it to Spice or something?
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Can I aid?
I would say this is kind of happening you guys are all in like different places kind of having
so
this
we're all
done.
in
So
our own
yeah.
spa.
I don't have I know it's like +6. Actually, no, it's different because whatever. Level 8. Also, I have a feat though. We'll see. There's a 5. Can I use my feat? It is it's the religious feat that praying to the god of Horus, which in my mind, Bubs just saw an advertisement. He's like, oh, that's cool. And it lets you re-roll an one roll a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a d100 as well as part of that.
Okay. Does anyone have a D100?
Yes.
2 d10.
Always.
Yeah, Dan pulls up a surprising number of d100s for somebody who never has one.
That's not a.
Okay. Is that
No,
that a
it's
D8?
floating on your
Eight.
garbage pile.
Oh, that's a
There it
natural
is.
20.
Very, very nice.
Wow.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
it's D100 too.
What is that?
68.
Okay.
in this place where there are all these augments that are happening and very clean and very tidy and organized is it.
And I said, if you have like any contacts lenses or give it to Spice, one of the two.
Yeah. She's going to say, oh, okay, let's do a little deep dive here.
Come on, contact lenses.
Come on, third augment for
No,
Spice.
no! You've had
I
enough!
have so many tattoos by the end of this game.
Bub,
So-
if you get any more bubs, he's gonna break.
When you ask for this, the person that you're working with is like, oh, I have to go check my manager, and like goes in the back, and Trish would come out. And with that natural 20, she is going to say, well, we don't really have anything that is like a contact lens, but we can give your augment to your highly augmented friend. If you are looking for something more natural, I have heard that there is a group on Mars that can offer an expedited sort of evolution. They call themselves the Biomancers of Horus.
The Biomancers of Horus. What do you mean, like?
Of Horus.
Oh, Aris.
Like RS Bay.
Like your religious feet, like the god that you saw that cool advertisement for.
I hope it's Horus. I just like kind of.
Bio.
The Biomancers of Horus.
AU O-R-U-S?
Oras.
I hope that's the god.
Yeah, that's the god of evolution.
I think. Okay, I forget which feat that's maybe roll, but we'll just say it's that one. I'm also coming in really hot.
Yeah, no worries. So you manage to convince her, and she tells you that the biomancies of Oris are a pseudo like religious group, but they seem to have figured out some way of provoking evolution.
And in what ways are they provoking evolution? Are they? They're not, messing with kids, are they?
Well, I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
They're from a very dangerous part of Mars, so not a lot of children there. Be careful if you choose to go.
Yeah, I think I had some business in Mars anyway, so I might check it out. It sounds cool.
Well, good luck. And she just kind of leaves you to it.
And
Bubs will like point to Spice.
So think of a third one if you would like.
Oh, I already have it.
Okay, what is it?
Spice looks, she goes, thank you, babe! But like barely looking at him. She's like, this one on the menu, it says vocal modulator. Can I get that one? Oh, fuck. Wait, I have something in my throat.
You do.
Oh, okay. Well, what's another one that's, here we go.
You're like, hey, I know I
already
just got this in
installed the
literally 3
spinal
seconds
Oh!
ago. Can I just get a
Can I get
different
an
one?
extra finger so I can
Yeah,
hear
I
more
didn't do
diamonds
the
in my
spinal struts. So how about these spinal struts?
Spinal struts?
That only gives you more carrying weight.
Oh, I don't want that,
Yeah, you don't
actually.
want that.
Okay, so I have so she goes into her bag again.
Give
She's
me the
like
black heart.
shifting around. Well, Shade wants the black heart.
I don't want the black heart. I'm
Oh.
getting the
No, I want to be able to breathe underwater.
the whatchamacallit. Yeah, I already can do that by not breathing, so you can have that.
The most
no.
effective underwater breathing, not breathing at all.
So I see you have pressurized lungs,
Yes.
but I have gill sheath. Can you put in gills for me?
Well, again, yes. If you have something, we can put.
Yes. And she pulls out her Claire's box again. Piercing
There
pagoda
you
box, and she's like, "This will allow me to breathe underwater, and I can speak a Quan, obviously, because I am a cultured woman.
Obviously.
Obviously. So this is what I want.
Bubbles just like pipes in from the back.
Obviously.
Obviously.
But yeah, no problem. So you get these gill sheaths installed as well.
I want them. You know how like ribs go down?
Oh yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
gonna have them like flex under her ribs.
Okay, fantastic. So you have them set up almost like you wouldn't really be able to tell because they run along the normal curvature of the ribs
Yeah.
until you're underwater. They kind of just like open.
We're really stretching this. Bubs will love you no matter what.
Oh dear.
Oh man, there's
That's
a lot of.
problematic.
So no problem. You emerge with that.
Gills.
Shade, what about you? Yeah, but on the torso, you know,
Would you not love someone if they had gills?
on their torso.
Isn't that like
Does
the
the
whole
showing
movie, The Shape of
ribs
Water?
Make you feel uncomfortable?
No, Bubs only has issues with
Right.
more than 10 toes.
According to
About
the
the
boys,
fish.
some people
Yeah.
are into that.
Fish people? Mermaids? Mermen?
If you get more than 10 toes, it splits Bubs.
Anyway, we're
So
going
do
back.
you have anything on the menu that adds extra digits? I'm just kidding.
No. Shade.
I will take the threshold buffer, the wide spectrum ocular implants, and the clinging hands.
I didn't know they gave you 3 also,
I'm
sir.
paying for them.
Oh.
I also have dermal plates if you want.
I will also get the dermal plates installed.
Yeah.
that
So
my
sorry,
friend-
threshold buffer. ocular
threshold
implants.
buffer, wide spectrum ocular implant, and clinging hands.
Are you serious? Do you want the dermal plates?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. They're, I believe they're level 2.
What do they do? I guess I can look it up.
Yeah.
So the only thing is, let me just double check for threshold buffer
It's for my heart.
for your heart. Okay.
That's the good one. That's
There
the
you
one I wanted,
Yeah.
but you took it.
So,
Spice has so many now.
well, that's the one that you thought was the black heart.
The threshold buffer.
Gotcha.
And if Bubs has this dermal plating,
Yeah, I can't use it.
I would add that to my already metallic skin.
Bubs is too white toast.
It makes you a little nervous, this idea. You saw like an after school special one year where I was just like some like teenager with like the visor turned sideways and they're like, "Hey kid, you want to get an augment?" Yeah, absolutely. So this,
no.
you're part of the DARE program.
But like bought it. You were like part of the DARE program and got like
I got an
Oh, yeah,
augment
yeah, yeah.
and now I have scissor hands. Don't get augments, kids.
I got augments and now my mom exploded. So no problem, you can add those, but I will say, a second here, Shade, as you are kind of ringing up that purchase, you do get an incoming transmission from Peep.
Beep boop.
So you pick up the communicator and like fizzing into place, the holographic image of your white Yosoki supervisor swarms into view. And you can see he's looking at you and he says, Shade, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think maybe somebody stole your cred chip. There's purchases going through from a place called the Katydid Corral and Casino, and I just did an InfoSphere search on that, and it's a brothel.
We were following a lead on our current objective.
It doesn't say what you bought, but the prices are pretty high. What lead are you guys?
Can I check the log of the...
It's an appropriate price, but if you're buying them from a brothel, the immediate assumption is probably not that they're augments. And so,
Oh, well, I'm using my personal creds, not the account creds.
your personal creds are still going through Mosaic, though, are they not?
No, I have my...
Oh, you're using the other
like,
chip.
money,
I see.
the like physical monies.
No, so you set up a wallet using, I can't remember whose cred chip, but one that you picked up off of somebody.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
That's like my my personal funds
No
chip.
problem. Never mind. Pete doesn't call. So,
Don't have to lie
all
to the
of you,
boss.
all of you with your augments now freshly installed and at level 8. Have about 10 minutes until you have to leave for the Tony Express. Yes.
Is there a bank of some kind that would transfer my hard currency into cred sticks?
So interestingly enough, no. Nobody has hard currency anymore. So this would be kind of like...
Because I had meant...
Hey, does your casino have an antique shop where they specialize in old coins that they can appraise and also buy for me?
Because what I had meant when I asked for hard currency was Kara meant sticks.
Yeah.
Too late.
And it's too late now.
You have a lot of like single and 5 credit coins.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, that doesn't exist. This is hard to... This is going to be relatively difficult to move.
Cool.
But you have that money.
Cool.
So, you know.
This is something I want to do.
Sure.
Great.
So Bugs is kind of like sad that he wasn't able to give Spice the expensive date or just fun date that he promised her.
Sure.
So he's going to look up specifically. Do you know how they have those like classes for people? They like you come there with like another person, or you go there alone, and like they teach you how to dance, and it's like a level course, and it's like a bunch of people who go there.
Zumba?
Yeah. No, not that.
No. So it depends. So, yeah, there's different things, but yeah, it's partner salsa or like
Yeah.
whatever you want to.
Oh, square dancing.
No.
I mean, you can.
That'd be great.
Bugs
In
is
10
going to on Prime Station. He's specifically that's like the first thing he wants to do when he gets there is like go with Spice and like have like a
Okay, so you're looking for a date to set up on Prime Station.
yes.
Gotcha.
And it's like if they have it there, you know, he can just take it there. We can do dance lessons.
Make a cultures check. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the 10 minutes as you are like walking back towards the train, Bubs, you're on your communicator. Spice is like very busy with their new augments, just trying them out. You are just like on the infosphere looking.
We need a way to rekindle this relationship before it gets 12 toes.
Spice is like dumping water bottles on themselves.
It works.
It's like 15 plus 6.
Okay,
Oh, it is 6. Nice.
so 21 total?
Yes.
The 21 total, no problem. Yeah, so you can, there's a whole variety of different things. Prime Station is huge. It's sprawling.
I'm so excited.
And most of these results take you to parts of Prime Station that you have not been to. Alibris is what's it called? Not division, not department, because of the district that you have never really been to. It's a little bit more upper class, And in that place, I mean, beyond dancing, there are all kinds of things. There are couples fencing lessons. There are things that are like essentially the future version of what is. Oh gosh, my dancing knowledge is not good.
Waltz?
It's not salsa. No, it's similar to salsa.
Two-step?
It's
Tango.
no.
Bachata.
But whatever. There's all different kinds of things. There is the tango if you want. There is
The hustle.
the hustle. Sure. There is, for whatever reason.
No, please no.
You know what?
Do the tango.
You know what? You do
Is
find.
that any better for you?
Yes.
second.
Bob wants to learn the tango with
Tango
Spice. He doesn't want to hustle. That was a joke.
Tango's a
I will say with the
pretty
21,
classic.
you do find
It
a.
would be disco, Saturday Night Fever.
So in Alibris,
Romantic dinner with Spice.
in the Alibris district, you do find a dance school that is called $6 Milkshake Dance School, and they do have a lot of like old Solarian dances like the hustle. And the tango, yeah. of
Milkshake
course.
for $6
Yeah.
in this economy?
So
That's pretty good.
Would Bubs, would he be able to get into that district and do a date night with Spice? And I'm hoping it's like a group thing, like there's like other people go there, like teenagers and maybe like old people who are
Yeah, so
been
you see
there for a
the
while.
you see the picture. There are all different kinds of people. You see like older people.
A dance night.
The site has like these different things, and there's like different levels. So beginner, intermediate, advanced. They have like a competitive dancing night. They have all kinds of things. Yeah,
That's what I want.
that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, so you absolutely
Slash
can. You can book. Oh, I mean, yeah, you could do that too. That's. I mean, now you're thinking about like a week's worth of things to do.
Yeah, a little
This is
bit
a
of A&B.
vacation.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
This is a great date. You're gonna love
So
it.
you're
The
doing.
samba.
You're doing some investigation on this, but yeah, so you begin to research the $6 Milkshake Dance School and the various things around it that might make up a good day. No problem. Think about what kind of restaurant you're looking for. Think about the elements that you're looking to put together. In the meantime, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you depart, Spice?
Spice is going to walk up to Echo and start singing "Happy Birthday to you," and then realize that Echo is not into it, and then just pull out her box that she was holding behind her back. Echo, I have something for you.
What is it?
She hands over the gift box. Open it. It's a gift for your birthday that you didn't even want.
I have enjoyed my birthday, thank you.
And inside you find the talisman that we had found or captured from the goblins.
And so you see from the Carbon Cartel this little carbon clip with these small green, what look like microchips or circuitry. That is probably worth a substantial amount of money, but from some pretty bad people.
I do not understand.
I want you to hold on to it. And I don't care what you do with it. But I trust you. And I need you. So please hold on to it.
This feels like a trap.
It kind of is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it just means we're gonna have to stay together forever, you and I.
Man, who's trapping who?
Yeah. Just don't lose it, that's all I ask.
That should not be a problem.
Right on.
Echo just like puts it in one of the hidden pockets that they have.
No problem. Right in the coveralls. Shade, anything you want to do?
I'm just trying to figure out pinpointing where the director is with the feed that I have of the train right now and the time that we have before the train takes off.
So if you picture the space station, the Kitty de Corral and Casino as this kind of like orb of like an exterior force field and the flat platform in the middle almost as a disc, and then the big like spinning building at the end. The director is currently holding your spaceship in a orbit around it, such that as the space station turns to always stay facing the planet below and have its back to the
So it's
star
kinda like-
behind it, it's like in that, yeah, it's basically just casting a shadow on the back of the space station. But all of the solar interference and all that kind of stuff makes it hard for you to even pick it up, and you're looking for it. So probably a very good place for the director to hide.
Given that it is a difficult connection, can I transmit from my exocortex feed the like last few hours of train footage for the director to parse through for anything suspicious.
Yeah, make a computer
While
check.
I was not actively monitoring it.
Make a computer's check. It doesn't require a little active like manipulation of this transmission to get it to work,
That's cocked. This whole thing is cocked.
but it's not too hard.
I'm gonna use my ability to re-roll.
Hey, there you go.
I wish I had one of those. Damn.
That's cocked.
That was like
Wow.
4 rolls.
It was cocked twice, and the 2 times that it wasn't, it was a natural 1. For I think it's still like an 18, but yeah.
You send it through, and the message that you get back from the director is that
File size too large.
essentially it's just that the image is coming back too degraded to make any real use of. But no problem. And you get that back in text form.
I guess then I will set my exocortex to start passively monitoring it myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, to like go through it and see if there's anything strange that we missed
Okay.
while
So
not actively
you
doing it.
begin to go through the footage. It is, real time, 2 hours of footage.
With
so-
my exocortex, though,
Yeah,
as we're
still-
walking,
still.
so I can keep an eye on that.
But no problem. You in that first 10 minutes, you do see there are 2 crates that are loaded aboard. The third cargo car, and then that's kind of all that you would get before you have to re-reach the train and begin to board. But yeah, for the next 2 hours, your exocortex is doing that.
Cool.
So, you all board the Tony Express, and after a couple of minutes, kind of getting yourself situated, Echo, are you going to first class? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Gibbs unhandcuffs themselves from you and makes their way to first class with Echo, and then the 3 of you are going to passenger car 3, where you had been previously? Okay.
Whisper calm to Echo. Keep a close eye on Tony.
I can do that.
Echo, when you get to the first train car, the first class train car, you note that the lobster is gone. The seat has been reset to its primary kind of sort of functioning, where it is set to like be relatively comfortable for a terrestrial animal as opposed to an aquatic one. But yeah, you are alone in that first class cart with Gibbs. For the rest of you in passenger car 3, the few folks that you had been with previously, this woman who had been doing a crossword has gotten off. You saw a few people get off, a little distressed. Boarding now as a sort of dirty looking human. They look a little sad, a little grubby. They're wearing what looks like maybe a button-down shirt that's seen much better days. They look like they just had a bad time at the casino. But they're in that car with you guys as well. And you know a few other people kind of get on and off. But before too long, the train begins to, you can feel it begin to hum, and those passive sounds of like the brakes beginning to release, and you can tell that you're beginning to get ready to pull away. Is there any last minute things that you want to do before you take off?
Hold Spice's hand.
Okay. Free action.
I guess once we're all situated, I would start walking back towards the diner car just to like get a lay of the
Okay.
new passengers and stuff.
So the train lurches forwards and pulls away, and all of you begin to travel towards Prime Station on the Tony Express. It smells strongly of astringent and cleaning supplies and bleach. Bubs, you don't smell anything, but you feel good in here. Like the air feels the way that it should and the way that it often doesn't. You imagine there are very few places that you could go and touch and find dirt. Everything is immaculate. The pillows and cushions in each seat have been flipped and moved. Everything is like brand new and has been cleaned. There is no sign of the wall of steam of urine that Gibbs has produced. And so that is very nice. However, the lights do flicker a little bit, and there is a chime overhead. And you hear, Hey, Tony Sizatome here. We're pulling away from the Katydid and making our way to Prime Station by way of Zadaisy. You may have heard that we were recently the victim of an unfortunate incident that was entirely due to a shipping company error. Oh, how embarrassing for them. Anyways, no snakes aboard. And then you hear him begin to lurch into a familiar pitch that you have all heard once before about the dining car and his son having the greatest sandwiches. Before he finally concludes, and just so nobody's surprised, Alcarash Control detected a debris storm headed our way towards the start of the second day. Nothing to be concerned about, but you may feel a little jolting as we speed up and slow down. All right, 49 hours to Zadaisy. And then, ding, the overhead goes off.
Could you remind us what Zadaisy is again?
Yeah. So Zadaisy is an arid planet that is located between Alcarash and the sort of interstitial space that connects the Alcarash system with the place that Prime Station is. Not really a solar system in and of itself. Zadaisy is a very arid planet that has lots of insects that are harvested to be manufactured into dyes, primarily, along with a few other things. But mostly not like a great place to visit, not like a great place
It's
to...
not like touristy and it's not populated.
No, it's very much, like an industrial
Dusty
town.
Passing.
pit stop.
Yeah.
No, because a pit stop would imply like there's a gas station
It's
there.
Cleveland.
Oh no, even Cleveland, and I say this,
Is this
Hesitant
Gary, Indiana?
Is this Mobile?
it's
Indiana?
much closer to Gary, Indiana. If I had to really put a U.S. American place to this, Tutwiler, Mississippi, population 4 is really the place that I would recommend. I love Tutwiler, by the way. Oh man, built houses there. My heart will always be a little bit in Tutwiler, but
I don't
Yeah.
love Gary, Indiana. I'm sorry.
no, Tutwiler is such a cool place. It was like one of the poorest counties in the United States, and everybody there welcomed us so warmly. And we were doing Habitat for Humanity. We were building houses for a couple weeks, and it was so cool. Anyways, less cool is Zadaisy, which is a shitty place where you go to if you are a wholesaler to buy dyes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what you know about Zadaisy. Shade, you begin walking down the train as soon as the comm goes off, and you are heading towards the diner car, just kind of keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, I'm heading back towards the end of the train just to see, take stock of the new cargo and stuff and new passengers, anything.
Let me put a little bit more Western music on for a train right here.
Echo sends like a direct message to Shade and just says, "Is there a new drive car?"
My Sirenscape crashed. Sirenscape, not a sponsor.
Boo!
That's all right. I can reboot that pretty easy. But the drift drive car at the end that
she released.
Echo had
Oh, was there?
well, so hang on.
I
we're
guess,
getting-
yeah.
So as I restart that, you begin walking down this the length of the train. You begin in passenger car 3, and you see that kind of dusty human who averts his eyes as you walk past. You go into passenger car 4. There you can see who had previously been in the diner car, a half-orc and a space dwarf, neither of whom looks especially good. Both badly swollen. Both have received medical attention, but clearly not in the same scope as you all have. They all look badly damaged by snakes, but they're alive. You walk through to passenger car number 5, and there you can see a space goblin named, or you can actually see
the drunk human and space goblin.
The space goblin. You can see they are wearing a name tag, and so it says Kinsei on it. They smell very strongly of alcohol, although not a familiar one to you. It has a vaguely kind of sour milk quality to it, but closer to a cheese than like a spoil. And so there's an element to it that's not entirely unpleasant, but you pass through there.
My olfactory sensors.
Yeah.
Turn down what?
Tilt them down as you enter the diner car. This is True Tony's Deli. It is run by Tony's son, Tony Jr., and you can see in there at the moment there is a USR soldier who is like sitting at the counter. They have a sandwich in front of them. It's not unwrapped. They're not eating it yet. And they do turn. As soon as the car opens, they turn. And they're like definitely a little bit on edge, but they just kind of look you up and down and then turn back. And on their communicator, they're just like reading the news. But certainly you had not seen them previously.
So there's now USR activity on the train.
Yes, there is.
Probably related to Harbinger? The stuff that we know was getting loaded on from here?
I mean,
You want
maybe.
to go ask?
I'm gonna sidle up to this guy at the bar while he's on his comm and see what I can find from his info logs and stuff.
Okay, make a computer check.
Like go up and
You're just gonna go up and hack his comm?
no. I'm gonna do it with my
That
like
would so well for you.
smart things.
With your what?
Yeah, why use your mouth?
Well, I'm gonna like go. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go up and like start a conversation.
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's
like
a little
order
different.
food and then see if I can
You gotta buy him dinner first.
get some information out of the comms that he has, and like
So
figure
very
out what they're
different.
doing.
You're not really
Yeah,
getting
you're
information from the
not
comms. You're getting it
both.
from the human.
A little bit of both.
You're asking.
One is
This is consensual
one is
rather
shade
than
talking.
stealing.
One is exocortex finding information.
So he turns, he looks at you as you sit down and you go up, you order your sandwich. Tony Jr. is actually, so Tony Jr. does say, "Oh, you were here before. I remember you. I'm gonna free. I'll give you a sandwich for free, right? Easy. Just hang on one sec." He goes back and he begins to make a sandwich for you. But the USR guy turns to you and he says, "You were here before?
Correct.
Is it true what they said? Snakes?
Yes.
Oh,
There
that's
were
fucking crazy."
snakes in the refrigeration storage unit. Something with the power going off caused it to release the snakes into the vents.
You know, I've never seen snakes on a train before.
It was
He takes a sip of this coffee and he turns around and he says, "Well, you don't have anything to worry about now. We got a bunch of people. We'll keep you guys safe."
do you expect more problems on the train?
I mean, there was a bunch of contractors before and a bunch of them got killed by the snakes. So we were asked to come aboard until Prime Station.
But the snakes are disposed of.
Yes.
So what other threats would there be from here to
I don't know, but they had these contractors in the first place, so they must be expecting something. There's been a bunch of robberies and some extra piracy going on around Prime Station too.
I had heard about that.
Could be related to that.
Perhaps something about the Echo Unit 899.
He looks up at you a little bit suspiciously, and I would say it doesn't really take much of a sense motive check to. He knows something about that, but he turns and he goes, "Yeah, maybe." But like I said, you don't got to worry about it. We're here now.
How's that sandwich looking?
Yeah. So Tony is going to come back and give me 1 second. He has a special sandwich.
Now I'm gonna see what I can find in this guy's information.
Make a computers check.
And I'm gonna use my bypass so I can just automatically disable
Okay.
one of his.
Again, I want to be really clear. You're hacking and this is not a security contractor anymore. This is a USR soldier. You can see the blue uniform. They have all the stars of the USR on their shoulder. Their rank is probably relatively low. They look like they're probably like a corporal. That being said, they're there with more people, and the USR has probably the largest army outside of the Vescarium, maybe rivaled by the entirety of the GPF.
Well, I guess
How's the DM
this guy
saying
doesn't
don't do
have cybernetic implants, does he?
At first glance, you don't see any.
Okay, then I can't do it anyway. I was gonna do the implant ghost because it's a secret wireless link.
Yeah, and so
But you
even
can't.
trying to establish that, there's nothing there to establish with it. But just something to think about. You can do whatever you want. I want to be real clear about that.
But you do it with full knowledge.
Yeah.
You do it with full knowledge.
No,
that,
Shade wouldn't do that if it was like not secret.
Yeah.
No.
So Tony Jr. comes back and he goes, "So, super sorry about the thing that happened. This is for you." And he pushes across the table it's like a white bread roll that's crispy on the outside and like very soft on the inside, and you can see what looks like crispy pork shoulder that has been laid down inside. There's some kind of like a chili component. It's basically like a banh mi, and you can see like really thin, so thin that it's almost like glass. Little bits of cucumber that have been strewn across. It is a like very large sandwich, and you can see some kind of like a heavy, dark smelling sauce has been like ladled across it. But he goes, "This is my favorite. I really just make it for my dad and myself, but for you and the rest of the Mosaic team 5, it's gonna be fun. They're first class. There was a couple of them, right?
Correct.
Okay." He goes, and you can see he like flips the sign around, back in 5 minutes, and he takes this, but is basically like a picnic basket of these sandwiches, and heads off in the direction of passenger car 3, leaving you and the soldier in the car.
I'm gonna like push half of the sandwich over to the guy. Like, would you like this?
I mean, yeah, thanks. And he goes and he takes it, he unwraps it, he like kind of sheepishly puts it on the table, and he goes, "Do you want half of mine? It's just tuna."
That's fine. I'll take that.
He unwraps his, and you can see it is an untoasted, like white sub roll with just tuna, maybe mayonnaise. You don't see any kind of green. You don't see anything that's been added. To call it tuna salad would be an overstatement. It's like tuna out of the can.
Shade doesn't really care.
There you go. It is food, technically.
Yeah.
What's your name, anyways?
My name is Shade.
Max. And he sticks out a hand, shakes it, and he just says, "What are you doing aboard the train? You know, you were here before, so you know it was dangerous, and you seem to know about some kind of an echo unit, you said. So, I mean, what do you know about that?"
We are contracted bounty hunters, currently searching for a target, Echo Unit 899.
Are you, like, famous bounty hunters, or, like... Been on TJ's?
What's our bounty rating right now?
You haven't checked in a while.
Can I do a quick quick infosphere check? Just like, I probably have the app, right? Like, rate my bounty.
It is actually called the Bounty Hunter Reliability Index, and you can absolutely pull it up.
Yeah.
And so at the moment,
and I would just like,
you pull
flash
it up, and
to
there's
him.
that like the top 5 pop up, and you can see Catelyn the Grey Lioness over Leven is up at the top at 0045. You see the Fateful 5 come in second place. Then Lucinda Ika the Devil. After them, you see the Choir. After that, you see Anton Wilkso Avery LLC. It goes down and down and down, and you see all the way down at 1380 Mosaic Team 5, which places you 20 points above the next lowest person, named William the Pleaser.
What?
It places you about 200 points below the next highest person, who is Shep Yellow, and only 235 points lower than Rose Lashwind.
Oh, damn. I really had higher hopes for her.
I mean, like,
She's higher than us.
Rose Lashwind is in the top, well, in the top 500.
Nice.
It's an entire galaxy. I mean, there's a lot of people bounty hunting, you know?
Yeah.
So,
A lot of dogs.
You are considered a serious bounty hunter. Not like by any means famous. You're
But
not
also,
even quite
like-
Dog the Bounty Hunter famous, but like, you know.
But we also just got back from a mission where it was not at all like recorded into
Correct.
our which would have been a big deal.
The Governor Seatsuit thing, that was a big deal. The last one that you did would have been a much bigger deal,
Yeah,
but yeah.
but yeah, not because we didn't. No,
Such is
Slop.
life. So,
but I ping him the number.
okay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, like I said, you know, we'll be here and we'll help you guys out, and I don't think you have to worry too much. So Daisy's only a couple days away.
I would appreciate if you find anything about Echo 899 that you inform us.
Make a diplomacy check.
Hey,
Why do we do
wait,
this?
I almost
do I get a
took
bonus
something
because
where
I
can
gave him
give
the
you
good
my
sandwich?
expertise,
Yeah,
but I didn't.
take a +4 conditional modifier. It's +2 for the gift and +2 for the incredibly uneven trade of that delicious sandwich for his tuna. He does feel a little badly about that.
Yeah, Probably not that badly. 12.
The 12.
Just
He goes
flat
and he
12.
would say, I don't really know anything. I mean, I've heard about echo units. I think there's a pizza chain that uses a lot of them.
Well, if you see anything on the train, let us know.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then I'm gonna go back to Bubs and Spice
As that's happening,
with the tuna
I
sandwich.
want to be with Spice.
sure.
I mean, do you want to do something or?
No, go for it.
Okay.
Babe, you're gonna love like what I have planned for us on Prime Station. It's gonna be great.
Tell me everything.
Oh no, babe! It's
Why? You have to
no,
say.
No, babe! It's
I know.
it's a,
Tell me.
No, babe! It's
I want to
it's a
look forward
surprise.
to it.
Oh, babe, it's gonna be a surprise, and you're gonna love it.
Okay, well, I love surprises. I can't wait. I'm not punching a mirror, though, right?
Oh no.
Okay, good.
But like
That's the kind of surprise I
you're
was
definitely
crazy
gonna
about.
be like moving your body like crazy, but like.
Interesting.
Oh well, I already said too much.
Okay.
But and he's gonna like take her hand and like grab her thumb. And he in his mind, Bubs is thinking, if he can just keep buying Spice stuff, keep her occupied with dates, then we won't have to have a conversation that could lead to Julian.
So at 21, you've become an 80-year-old sugar daddy.
Yeah. But then there's like just a small tinge. And he thinks back to what Gibbs said about standing up for himself. And he realizes that if he continues this path, he'll never be able to actually have a conversation with Spice about standing up to himself for the relationship and how she treats him.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. As you're sitting there and you're doing that, it's almost like those unhappy thoughts that you're trying to keep down. It's Gibbs's voice, just like grabbing at you with those little rat hands, trying to pull into your consciousness, and you just shoo it away.
And like, oh, like, babe, like, we're gonna like have like the best restaurant and like.
And a laundromat attached to the side, right?
Oh no, babe.
Is this a different one?
No, babe. I'm talking about the one we're gonna go to on Prime
Oh, all right, of
Station.
course. Yes.
No, come on. Like, I know, like, you want to think about so far in the future, but like, come on, babe. Like,
I know, we're gonna have our ice cream and our laundromat and all this stuff. But first, we're gonna go dancing.
how'd you know?
The door
I didn't know.
opens up, and you can see Tony Jr. comes through with his basket. He looks at both of you. He looks at the drunk guy first, and he kind of squints at him, and then just shakes his head and goes, "Oh, the two of you were part of Mosaic Team 5, right?"
That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, bounty hunters, I heard. So, sorry about the snakes.
Yeah, snakes on a train. That's a bad look.
Not
Yeah.
wild about that. So, complimentary sandwiches, okay? And he pulls out two of those, like, pork belly banh mi's
Oh,
and passes them to each of you.
These are look amazing.
I just want the.
Oh, you're the bread boy,
Yeah,
toast
just-
guy. Yeah. Hang on. He
Wait,
takes
put
some
all of
bread.
his into mine.
Yeah, I made him
Yes!
already. He gives you the sandwich.
Spice like has it all over her hand.
And he goes, "No, I'll make you
Not
some
cute.
toast. Don't worry."
Okay, I'm Bubs, by the way. I'm not the bread boy.
Also known as the Big B or whatever you showed yourself as on the
The mighty bee.
the Mighty B.
But that doesn't stand for bread either.
He nods and he just goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, sorry, I just, I didn't get your name, but Bubs."
Yeah.
All right, well,
Way better
Tony,
than-
good to meet you.
I'm Spicy, me tell. Mosaic Team
Spice.
5.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Tony, I have to say, like, I've always thought trains are like really cool, and like you just seem like so passionate about it, and I have to say, like I respect that kind of passion as someone who like kind of doesn't really know like what he's good at in life. Like you like know what you like in life, and like that's so cool. Like, how did you get into trains?
Tony Jr. shrugs and he
Like
just goes,
sandwiches.
"Well, sandwiches are really more my thing, and
He's a
trains are for my
sandwich guy.
dad.
He's still he's training to be the guy.
It's a family business, you know. But it's kind of cool. Like if you think about the idea of kind of what's keeping the whole communities alive, like Daisy, they don't have any food or anything like that really grows naturally there. At least not that the people can eat. And so without us and places like the Crane Train, other places that go by there, the whole place would dry up. And that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of problems with food in the galaxy. Is that a thing?
I mean, yeah, I think there's always been problems with food in the galaxy. You know, we're pretty fortunate here. And he turns and he like gestures at these like heaping sandwiches of like pork and mushrooms and cucumber and all this good stuff. But he says, but you know, there are parts of the galaxy where it's hard to get food.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we're pretty fortunate.
That's one way of looking at it. I mean, I think we kind of brought it on ourselves. We set up shop in a lot of places we aren't really meant to be.
Yeah, I never really thought of it like that.
Like where?
Back in on old Earth, in the Solari system, there's a place called Phoenix. And it was almost always on fire after about 2030 or so. And people still live there, like now.
Like Infernals? Like the mechanic of this train?
No, like humans, like Loshunta, like people live there.
Wow.
I don't know.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow. Wild. I didn't know that.
He kind of goes and he goes, well, I gotta go find the Yosoki and the other android. Give me a second. And he goes and heads back towards first class.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, it was great. I love that. Spice said that she's like halfway through her sandwich, is all over her face.
Echo-
Yeah, people starving is so sad.
Echo, is there anything that you're doing in this interim?
I think while we're like just hanging out on the train, Gibbs is probably like digging into the suitcase of hard currency because that seems right.
Gibbs is probably getting dirty again after the spa.
Yeah, it's definitely rubbing the coins all over.
Yeah.
But Echo's kind of turning the VPN on and looking to see if there's any banking institution on Sedaisy or Prime Station where they can exchange their currency.
Make a culture check. I'll tell you
There's
right now.
one guy named Big Jibbins.
If you look up a bank Zadaisy, one of the very few strings of words that has 0 results still on the infosphere, like there are very few sentences that haven't been
No
said.
returns.
This one has 0.
Is it possible that this is related to the criminal underworld?
What?
This culture's check.
If you want it to be, it can, but you're looking for a very different.
This other guy.
You're not going to be looking for like
Jibbins.
Banker.
a credit union.
You're going for those chocolate.
Okay,
For William.
Echo's gonna look for the accredited
cartel.
institutions, and then they're gonna look
Make a
for
cultures check.
21.
21. So with the 21, Zadaisy, no. But on Prime Station, absolutely. Prime Station is huge. It is essentially like a sprawling space station that over time has become like its own planet, essentially. It is a planet that is a city, essentially. And so there are all manner of like physical banks. There are entire sub-communities that use hard currency only, very much like the Amish. The space Amish, essentially, although not called that. They're called the Bandaran. And then you, I mean, you absolutely can. There's many places on Prime Station.
Okay.
I'm so excited for Prime Station. That's what I'm building next for the printer.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Echo like attempts to wrest the case away from Gibbs and like lock it up and make sure it's all like secure.
And
Because now
Gibbs is
that
just sitting there like licking the coins,
Yep.
going, this one still has chocolate in it? And just like all these different things. This one makes me feel really energetic for some reason.
they're just like, and yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing.
No problem. You get your sandwiches as well. Those come up.
Do I get back to Bubs and Spice?
Yes, you do.
Is Tony Jr. just like dropping sandwiches off and then piecing out?
Basically, but to your party and the people who have been here through the snake incident. This is your like
Sorry,
Yeah.
sandwich.
yeah.
Sorry, sandwich.
This is a corporation going, oh, our bad that we gave away all your financial
Here,
information.
you're getting a first
Gotcha.
class sandwich.
This
for
is the
free.
here's $5 an arbitration
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yes, 1,000%.
I
Please
made
don't
it
sue
10
us.
foot long and I just cut it up for enough people.
Nobody pressed
He's
for
great. That's just, we get good credit. He comes out on top. That was a great deal.
Echo.
USR.
After a little bit time goes by, Tony himself does come back from the engine, and you can see he is holding like under his arm the box of a brand new communicator, and he's like programming one right now. But as he does, he comes in and he just, to you and Gibbs, goes, I am so sorry about just everything that happened. He just, here. And he gives you 2 coupons for free rides, first class, on the Tony Express at a future date. They need to be used by the end of next year, but at a future date.
It is not redeemable now then.
Next birthday.
I mean, you already are on the train.
There are some people in other cars that we could potentially use this for. Or is it specifically for this party?
No, I mean, yeah, you could use them now.
Ping. Pings to Shade. We have 2 more first class tickets.
How much is a first class ticket at this point?
I mean, in theory, you can't really like upgrade. You could negotiate it with Tony. It's not an established package.
No, I know, but just like, could I just go and like onto fucking buy my tickets now and fucking buy a
You're already on
ticket
the
for
train.
first class just to go up?
No, it's not like a feature that there's a need for, so it doesn't exist. You could go ask Tony, and Tony
Echo
will
follows
do that
the
for
message with,
Yeah.
if there is a need to visit the first class section, now there is a reason.
Thumbs up.
you. So, you begin to get underway. Oh, excuse me.
You settle in for a nap.
Yeah.
The
So-
flight's Tim.
You begin to move past the various billboards that become this kind of line that lead away from the Katy Dig Corral and Casino. And before too long, you are now out in the blackness of space, just seeing the stars on either side. About an hour goes by as you talk, you eat your sandwiches, and then...
Can we chat up like the human or the door for the Can we say we're just chit-chatting? We don't need to roleplay it. But...
Yeah, I would have let everyone at least know that there's a USR presence now on the ship. And
Oh, no problem. Yeah, you can chat them up, and I mean, who are you trying to chat up? The human that's in there?
Human's giving me antisocial vibes, so
Okay.
I think Spice would have gone for the Space Goblin because he's already drunk.
There are a bunch of cars back, and so you haven't seen them. Only Shade really knows where they
Oh,
are.
okay. Whatever. Spice is just gonna talk to whoever's first.
Okay, yeah, no worries. No
I
worries.
would have, probably gone and given a report back of everything on the
Bobby,
ship.
we need
to
more
everyone.
friends than just each other, so we
Spice,
Oh.
you are getting a communicator call from Meeg and from, not from Meeg and Mari, from Mari.
Oh, well, the only time she's gonna answer is from a girl. She goes, "Oh my god, Mari! What are you doing?"
So you pop this open, and you can
friends right
see
there, Beep?
Mari is just like, "Hey, Spice, Meagle," and that's like Mari's nickname for Meeg.
Meagle, I love
And
her.
we found a place. We're actually packing up now. We've got a flight in a few hours out of Prime Station. I figured, out of
the Eclipse Mall.
the Eclipse Mall. I figured I'd check and ask, anything you want us to ship to you before we take off? You'd have to zap us the creds, of course, but we can direct it to you.
Well, yes. From the Eclipse Mall, I gotta put together a shopping list.
Well, you have to do it soon. We're going really soon.
Okay, let's see.
Did Meek tell you what we got?
No, tell me everything. What does it look like? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms?
We got a literal villa. I guess the old owner died or something, so it was going for really cheap. But obviously, we don't care about that. So you'll die when you see it, Spice. You have to come visit sometime.
I am going to need Raise the Dead cast on me when I see your new house.
And then she like you can see like her eyes disappear for a second, and then she's like tapping something in, and there's like a ding as you get a message, and it is a 3-dimensional scan of this villa. And you can see badly like photoshopped into it, like a 3-dimensional model of Meeg and a 3-dimensional model of Mari. The faces have been pulled from some other like social post, so it's like not quite scaled correctly.
It's like a Sims body with just their
Hey,
faces.
this
very
is so
much
cute!
Yeah, and she's just like, yeah, I think it's gonna be so much fun if you guys.
So
can just
when
spend
is the
some time.
welcome party? I'll
I mean,
help
as
you
soon as you get
plan.
there, we're gonna be there in a week, and you guys can come as soon as you want. I mean, don't ask me, but you can come as soon as you want.
Oh, you know it. Just between you and I, I'll
yeah.
be there.
Does that villa look familiar?
Do you want to see it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But does it
Can
look
we?
familiar?
What's the address on this here
Yeah,
villa?
what's the villa's?
I gotta
where is
delete
it,
my
where's it
my Eclipse
located?
Mall that I wrote down, but I obviously didn't remember.
What?
Ah,
That's all of.
I recognize
Amazing.
this.
And so you can see
know why I
Meek and
smell
Mari,
it.
the three-dimensional representation of them hanging out
That's
right
so
there.
Oh my
beautiful.
gosh, it's their Barbie house. It's their Barbie dream house.
Very much. Yeah.
Spice can be weird, Barbie.
I don't see me.
The map is
on the
actually
top.
up
me?
on that thing, but she'll send you the address, and the address is a little bit further away from where you guys lived, and in that very nice cul-de-sac on the eastern edge of town.
So where like the beach was, the private beach where I saw Maldross?
This is, given what Mari just said, this is highly likely Red's old villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what I was
This
wondering.
beautiful lit kind of sculpture going on here.
Damn. Red had a nice house.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Girl, you know I love Aras Bay. I will be there in a week. Save a room for me and
will.
my boyfriend and all my friends
Bubs
because
is
they're
gonna,
coming
like-
too.
Yeah,
We're
no,
gonna throw a party.
it'll be great. Oh, if we're gonna throw a party, you need to bring alcohol because I guess there's some kind of a problem with what's going on at RS Bay. Yeah, the casino closed down, and then there was a problem with like the liquor store. I guess the guy went missing. But
Jazzy?
what?
Oh wait, different planet.
Yeah, but I don't know.
What about Nadia? That's Hakashida Hana?
Oh, that's the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody
Well,
there.
you
Spice. We
should
haven't
go
moved there
there.
yet.
Oh. Well, when you go there, go to Hakashida Hana on your first night. Tell her you know Spice. And maybe she'll treat you well. I left in a hurry, but I still call her sometimes.
Okay, I'll tell her I know Spice, and maybe we'll get some food.
Bubba's gonna stick his head in.
Hi, I'm here.
yeah.
I'm here too.
Bubbles is here too.
Oh, hi. She like kind of waves to you, and she kind of looks over her shoulder, and she goes, "Oh, Meek says we have to
I'm
go,
right there.
but if you can think of anything, try to send me that list really soon, okay?"
Okay, I will.
Bye, Spice.
Bye, I love you. Bye.
And it just goes. You can hear Meek is just going, "Who is that?" And then like it closes, but no problem.
See, babe, you were just saying like you don't have any friends, but like you just had
I
friends
know, I
right
have
there.
best friends. That's
I-
different.
I honestly wish I had some more friends.
How about this guy? And she points over to the human gambler.
Oh, you can't.
Ugh. And he kind of like looks at you, a little like bleary-eyed.
Maybe not that one.
Yeah. But hey, babe, you know what? Like, honestly, I don't need to like have any other friends in my life because like I have you and like.
He's like gonna grab her hand and like do like the thumb thing.
Babe,
Yes!
babe, I'm gonna love you until the end of the galaxy, okay?
Right back at ya. And she returns
To the end of the galaxy.
to the end of the galaxy and back. All the way to Ars Bay next week.
Oh yeah, totally. I'll RSVP right now.
Good.
Perhaps on the
Sliding into the seat right next to you, Bubs, is this drunk guy.
Wait.
You can't smell anything. You don't have a sense of smell, but you can feel that this guy has not bathed in a little bit. You can like feel the body odor as it sort of has like this presence. And for you, Spice, you can smell him. But he smells a little bit like some kind of like a strange cheese. He leans over to you, Bubs, and he says,
Kinsey.
"Hey, did you say the end of the galaxy?"
Oh, yeah. It's something romantic I like to say to my gal. It just I love her to the end of the galaxy.
It's not that romantic, but it's a good bar. I haven't met a lot of people who've been there.
Oh, I've never heard of it. It sounds interesting.
Well, you were just talking about it. You have to have been to
Oh no,
Zincrawler to go to the end of the galaxy.
no. I've never heard of it, but it was just like something people say, like.
Yeah, this guy, and he puts like an arm around Bubbles, and he slaps him on the chest, and he like
Yes,
points
this
to you.
guy.
He will remember. There's a guy there. He sings. And he plays a guitar. Beautiful guy.
What is his
okay.
voice like?
Hey,
It's like an angel.
You? What?
Like an angel. Have you heard of angels? They're like
Yes, I have.
they're like birds, but they're like humans.
hey,
Yeah.
but
Spice rips out her guitar and starts just like riffing on it.
Oh.
Like this?
That's
Actual
not
representation.
sure.
hey, buddy, what if I
Tell me
I
about
buy-
Zing Crawler.
The Zin Crawler is crazy. It's a space station on legs, and it
On
walks
legs?
on a moon called Zin. That's why it's called the Zin Crawler, because it's crawling on Zin, you know?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's alive? Can it get drunk
Oh,
also?
I don't think it's alive. I think it's a machine, but it moves across and it stays in the shadow, because otherwise it'll burn up.
That's so. And you've been before?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get there?
Well, not very long. I used to, I don't like to brag, but I used to be a little bit of a mechanic
you
back
can
in the
tell
day.
me.
Yeah. And, you know, before I got into a little bit of trouble, I was a mechanic. And you ever heard of Lockout?
Have I heard of Lockout? I was a part of the Grey Ghost for once.
I
for one
don't
time.
know what that is,
That's
but
okay.
in Zin, there's Lockout, and it's real good. It's not legal, you know, but it's good.
It's the best kind of Lockout.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that guy got set on fire, and it was, I guess, sort of my fault. So
that
do
why-
I recognize this guy?
You're
using
not
my-
there.
I am.
Oh,
I'm
are you?
sitting
Yeah.
right
Oh, yeah,
in
you
front
are.
of you.
quiet, but he's there.
Sorry.
Easy to forget. What from what?
With my culture check thing to recognize hotshot pilots and
Make a culture
spaceship
check.
models.
But he turns and he just says, "Yeah, it's kind of a dangerous place, Zin Walker. But you know, you look like you're pretty tough people." And he like looks and he kind of like he's
You know
not
who
like,
took care of those snakes on a train? This team right here.
"No way."
Yeah, you're looking at Mosaic Team 5. You ever heard of us?
Now I have.
Yes, you have. Spread
Very.
the word.
What are you, superheroes?
Yes, we are. You're looking at them.
Oh,
Yeah, kinda.
that's pretty cool. What's your superhero name?
The Mighty Bee.
The Mighty Bee. Really?
Yeah.
Make a diplomacy check.
Also known as Adam.
Adam Danger Susan Price.
11 plus 6, 17.
17.
AKA Adam Susan Danger Price.
Did you say this guy's?
Mighty
Did you say this
Bee.
guy's a mechanic?
Yes. The Mighty Bee. Okay. Well, you know, I guess there's a lot of superheroes. You gotta pick a unique name. Yeah, pretty good. What about you? You got a superhero name?
Spicy Miguel is my real name, and that's my superhero name.
If you're-
Spicy Spice.
If you're a superhero, you can't tell people you're real.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh fuck. What should my superhero name be?
He looks around. He goes, "Chair light." No.
Chairlight window genius.
And he goes and he's like smiling really big now. The color's risen up in his cheeks a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's a great name, babe.
But at about this point, give me 1 second here. Maybe 2 or 3 hours has passed, and it's beginning to get a little bit further into the.
Can I be drinking this sour milk liquor with?
He's not drinking anything anymore. Yeah, he's still
Fermented yak's
drunk.
milk.
Okay, whatever. Spicy
So at this point,
right.
it's probably getting to be about 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And so for all of you, as you make your way through, is there anything that you're doing before like the evening cycle in this train begins, the lights dim, and you kind of begin to settle in for what would be a night? Yes.
Do these three tell Echo about their new friend?
I mean, I would probably be giving you pretty much a live feed of everything as a like.
The only thing that
Doing
Spice
the
is gonna
recon.
tell
Does
you
Echo
about
recognize the mechanic?
is the
Make a for Echo. Make a
Is it that mechanic?
no.
Okay.
No. This is not a mechanic that is familiar to you,
Okay.
and it would take a heck of a cultures check for you to know them.
I just didn't know if it was that mechanic.
No, not that mechanic.
That mechanic never got named.
No, not that mechanic.
Okay.
So this, yeah. So if you want, you can know about this guy. He's just a guy.
No. What if it's just a dude? No. Okay.
Mine for the culture check was a 21.
Never
minus
heard of
5
this
to the DC.
guy, but you. I mean, he said he was a mechanic, and he also said it was from an illegal lockout operation, and so it wouldn't be like a famous person necessarily. I will say, with that check, as you like regard him and you look, he's rough around the edges. He hasn't shaved in a few days. His eyes are glassy, and so you're probably not seeing him at his best. But there is something that is just vaguely familiar about him.
Can Spice do a culture check?
Sure.
Watch how it's done, boys.
Yeah, my culture's check.
What is this culture's check for?
She wants to for lockout. She wants to know about compared to the lockout tournament. What?
Sure.
Oh, the different style on Zin. Is it Zin that he was talking about?
All right.
guess, right?
And the human name is Kensei.
32.
Kensei is the goblin's name.
Okay, I got that wrong.
32.
32.
With a 32, you think about what you have learned about Lockout. I mean, Castorval is a very, very active Lockout league, and so you may have seen matches previously. In most Lockout matches, they use electronic weapons that emit pulses that simulate damage but don't really do it. There's, I mean, still accidents and stuff, but people don't typically die. The illegal elements of Lockout, there is much less stringent safety requirements, and there are what is called live Lockout tournaments, which are very illegal, and these use live weapons. They're not explicitly to the death, but people die in them a lot. And those are oftentimes what you hear people refer to as illegal Lockout.
Okay.
I would
wouldn't
say
have known his name, right?
definitely not his name. I mean, this is a guy from like a pretty obscure like part of give me one
Did he
second.
tell us his team name?
He did not.
He
He
even
just
tells
said he
his
was a
real name.
mechanic for Lockout.
What's his
Yeah.
what's a superhero name? If mine's chair light window.
Window chair light.
Whoa. Duo from different teams.
It's like when you have like the Flash and also Mr. Speedster.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, are you asking him about like his team or what his
Yeah,
superhero
it's
name
what-
is?
yeah.
What are you asking him?
I'm gonna go. So if window chair light is your superhero name, what's your real name?
Window Chair Light is your superhero name. I don't know. What you're
No,
talking about.
mine's chair light window. Get it
Chair
straight.
Light Window. Gotcha. No, I don't really have a superhero name. Like I said, I was a mechanic.
Well, then who are you? What team were you the mechanic for?
Well, it's not a team for a guy, for Henry. You know, you ever heard of Hardcore Henry?
Have I heard of Hardcore Henry?
We've heard of
Yes.
Hardcore Henry.
You were one time offered a bounty poster, and that was one of the choices that you had. You guys chose Governor Sitsu,
Yep.
but one of the options that you had was Hardcore Henry. Henry Kent, in fact, and he is a individual wanted for illegal lockout, for what is called sentient slaughter, for speeding, for larceny, for smuggling, for evading arrest, for assault of a law enforcement officer, grand theft, starship, murder, performing cybernetic surgery without a license.
Damn, where is Hardcore Henry now?
He was last seen on the Zin Crawler.
Oh my god.
That's what his bounty poster said.
Okay.
You said that you were a mechanic. What
Yeah.
are you now?
What?
What are you now?
I'm a man of luck and fortune. Sometimes.
Spice goes to pull out one of the aces from her skirt, but it's a 3 of clubs.
Okay,
And goes, oh shit.
Okay, that was so good. That was so good. Oh my god.
that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Hardcore Henry has a relatively high bounty.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's pretty hardcore.
You used to work for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we're a team, but yeah, he's the main guy.
Who are the others on the team?
Well, I mostly dealt with a lot of the hydraulic systems, and then there was a guy, he mostly dealt with the weapons, and then we had security, which is super important on the Zen Crawler, because people are trying to sabotage your ships all the time.
Oh, I bet.
All the
If it's
time.
a live lockout, I bet everyone wants the leg up.
Well, the other thing is technically the Zen Crawler, when it's on the other half of the moon, or of Zin, it's not really in USR space. It's not even technically a neutral space. It doesn't technically exist if you look at maps the way that they're lined up now. So there's a lot of illegal stuff that happens there, because like it's
What
not
is that
really
like called? A
illegal.
void space, or what is that even called?
I mean, just space, but like
Okay.
International space.
there's nothing really out there that people have found to have any kind of population centers. So, you know, but because of that, there isn't really any law enforcement. There isn't really a whole lot of bounty hunters even, and so there's a lot of dangerous
this
people
man.
out there.
And then Spice's eyes just roll over to money signs and goes, lots of bounties, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, tons. But I you know, if you're gonna go there, don't go in as bounty hunters, because like nobody there likes bounty hunters.
So I'll just go in as a lockout player.
Yeah, that would probably work if you can play lockout.
Ah, yes, I can play lockout. I beat this bitch, and she points at Shade real good last time we played.
Just looks at you, and you can see like he's just trying to consider something, and then you just, oh, sorry, I've been drinking a little bit.
Did you vomit?
You just burps.
Oh.
Ah, it smells.
Good
That
thing
is
my
some
olfactory
strong
sensors were
liquor you've
already
been drinking.
lowered.
You know, it's
I'm
getting
not feeling so good.
kind of late.
Should we get you to the bathroom? We should get you to the bathroom.
I can get myself to the bathroom.
Spice is going to get up and like shuffle him down the aisle to the bathroom.
Okay, you just shuffle him down, and he just goes, "Oh, I can do it." But he's like letting you like push him there, and you just like kind of get him into the bathroom. You close the door. You don't hear. You don't hear vomiting. Seems to be
Do you
pretty
hear running
okay.
water at least?
Doesn't even need to. You know, you hear the toilet seat go down and then nothing. So just
Okay.
kind of hanging out.
Bubs is gonna offer Spice squeaky. No, it's not. It's a mean green clean wipe
Okay,
to Spice.
there you go.
Because you
Get this off-brand shit out of here.
you touched him, and also the bathroom door.
Yep. And Spice will wipe her hands out of respect for Bubbles.
The back of every seat along the way.
Yeah.
So eventually he emerges, looks a little pale, and he's just like, respectfully, I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. I'm not feeling the best, and
That seems
I
wise.
just kept everything in.
The whole roll is yours, babe. You can have it.
Oh, and just right down in the row, goes to sleep. So, is there anything that you want to do before the night cycle begins?
Are we going to, maybe sleep in like shifts or something? Because what if the echo unit strikes at night?
I can stay awake during the evening shift. I don't need much rest.
Should we split up?
When we're on shifts, we should report back to everyone else if anything
The
comes
door
up.
opens up, and coming in from the front part of the train, you can see with the empty bread basket, Tony Jr. And Tony Jr. looks up at you, and you can see his eyes like look back, and then he looks back at you, and he goes, Babbles, can I talk to you real quick? And he
yeah.
hurries forwards to the next
It's
car.
the mighty bee.
You follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. You follow him into the next car. And give me 1 second. Let me just see who's. in
Excuse
the
me,
next
guys.
car.
Bread emergency.
You pass the orc and the dwarf. The dwarf is like, "Oh, I never get in the way of a bread and emergency." And you just like go right by him. You go into the passenger car 5, which has the goblin, and then you go into the diner car, which is currently empty.
Yep.
And Tony turns around and he goes, "Oh, good. Okay, the guy is
Tony
gone."
Jr. or Tony?
Tony Jr.
Yeah, okay.
And he goes, "Look, I heard you talking to the soldier guy about looking for an echo unit."
Bubs knows that Shade was the person who did that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That was Shane. Sorry.
You
So
wanna-
never mind.
Yeah.
All the way back.
Yeah.
There's no babbles. Instead, it just goes over.
No bread emergency.
And he just goes,
Hey, Android!
"Hey, Android." No, he goes over and he goes, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And he just kind of like goes over to the next car. Are you following him?
I'd follow him. I'd like
Cool.
look at Bubs and Spice and be like, I'll be back in a
Spice
moment.
doesn't even register what's happening.
I'll keep things going, Captain.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah. You get to the diner car and you hear, "You're looking for an echo unit, right?
Correct.
There's one in first class."
Not that echo unit. Did it have red eyes or blue eyes?
Blue eyes, I think.
We're looking for one with red eyes.
Can't they just change the color?
Can they?
You have no idea.
Well,
I would just ping the photo from the bounty poster.
Oh, yeah, not that one.
Yeah. We're looking for this one.
Okay. You can see, he like takes it and just like in his communicator, you see it pulled off to the side. So it's like still up and he has it available. And he says, "If I find anything, I'll let you know."
I appreciate that.
He heads behind the counter, So for all of you, the lights go. Oh, sorry, Echo.
Echo is just like
Ping that to everyone too.
Okay.
as I walk back.
researching any new like news breaks on Harbinger technology and like new releases
Do a culture check on Harbinger technology.
or robotics or whatever they're called.
Wow!
There we go.
I love this
It's
dice
that.
tower.
Yeah, it's such a nice dice tower.
It's amazing.
Okay. So, give me 1 second here. Echo. You look up a Harbinger Robotics and you can see they have been making a couple moves in the past couple days, or past couple of months, really. After one of their factories had an unfortunate, relatively rapid shutdown, it was able to reopen much faster than expected, and they've been able to produce a record number of robots for this quarter. And actually tracking through some of these elements and pairing it through with other things that you guys have found, and then also basing it off of the things that Shade has told you about the video that he has seen of the train being loaded and unloaded at the Kitty de Corral Casino.
I saw 2 crates, humanoid size, a massive gold statue that we had learned about from the security guards.
Those 2 crates that are humanoid size, those almost perfectly match what you see as the new shipping containers for Harbinger Robotics units. Interestingly to you, Echo, these look very familiar. These look like they are probably technology that was borrowed, stolen, or purchased from a different company. These are almost exactly the same. They have like little different like attachments to them, and aesthetically little things have changed, but largely the same kind of containers that you are very familiar with. Those are from Harbinger Robotics. You see also, I mean, that's really it. There's not been a lot happening with Harbinger.
All right.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
That probably would have done it.
That. I was
right
looking
there.
for that.
There you go. I mean, and if you're were you looking? Somebody said something about the statue.
Oh, I was just listing off the things that I had
Queen
told everyone
statue.
about.
Yeah, less
Yeah.
concerned about the
The
gold
2
statue, which
Harbinger
might actually
crates,
be the thing.
the
But
massive
you know.
gold
The
statue.
statue is not a Kitty Dick
Drunk-
statue.
Oh, I thought
There
No,
is a
it's the
Kitty Dick
one.
statue in the.
It's the
in
one that
arena.
they are bringing, but it's actually.
It is the
a
Mistress
cover
Tiffany
for-
Trojan
Crystal.
horse.
It's
Okay.
it's actually
Okay.
a cover for the cuttlefish, the Project Cuttlefish
Okay.
thing, for them to protect. And then the goblin and the human, the drunk guys, a human in a tattered coat. Tony had whiskey earlier. I don't know if he still does.
No.
And then Harbinger, more like Harbinger shit. People.
Echo will wait to do the next thing when
Okay.
the night cycle goes on.
No problem. So the lights go down, and all of you hear that familiar announcement from Tony. Not to worry, it's just for the people who need to sleep and things like that. The lights will go back on in 10 hours. And the lights mostly go down. There's just enough that you can still see and like function, go down like the halls if you need to, find the bathrooms, but it's pretty dim in these cars.
Bubs is just gonna cut up the spice and just hold her hand, and there's no bed, so I guess we're just sitting in chairs.
Yeah. It's. I mean, unless you are Echo, who is in first class
Well, there
in
are
this,
2 Oh,
the chair that converts into a full-length bed.
I would, as we're sitting there and the lights go off, I'd be like, Echo has gotten 2 more first class seats if you would like to go
I
rest
feel like
there.
Spice would take a window seat no matter what. So she has a window seat and she's like leaned up against it, fully snoring and snot dripping out of her mouth or her nose. So she's asleep.
Bubs is not gonna leave spice, so no, just
Shade
You guys
doesn't
have this
care.
nice upgraded tickets. You're like, no, we're going to use them for this brief half trip.
We'll save them
And
for
actually,
later.
nobody's going to use them for half of that.
Bubs
We'll save them for
Bubs
later.
will hold on to it,
Okay.
and if he has to get in there or something.
Okay. So you think about that. You look over Bubs. Spice is drooling all
Snoring.
over, like everything, snoring, very
Doing little kicks
unladylike.
and punches in her sleep.
And you're just like,
Occasionally,
oh, I
like,
can't.
bump, like, oh, smack her head against the
It's like
window.
it's really noisy and it hurts, but she doesn't wake up.
Bubs. At this time, as it's dark, maybe like a half an hour after the lights go out, you get a text.
I would
from
be
Steel.
on the
Oh, good.
engineering box.
Huh?
I would be starting the
Okay.
hour for the
No problem.
engineering box.
And the message reads, So you know I'll still talk to you no matter what, right? Like, I'll genuinely support your decisions. But we should talk about this. And then there is an attachment, and it is the clip from News from the Crossroads of you indicating that you are going by the nickname The Great Bee. And he says, I mean, really? All the different names that you could go by and you chose The Great Bee? And then this, and then another little attachment, and you see it's from like one of the cameras that was floating above the Katydid Corral Casino. You see the Katydid Queen, these hard light wings humming like a hummingbird, like flying overhead. You could see Gibbs and like Spice who are flying around the outside, and then you see you just going, beep, and then flying up into the air before being yanked back down to the ground. And he just goes, like, this isn't good. You get another message that just goes, what was that?
Dad, stop embarrassing me.
I'm sitting across and I probably just hear Bubs whimpering a bit.
Then you get another text and it says, anyways, the real reason I wanted to talk to you, I think I'm close to zeroing in on wherever that server is that we talked about. It's deeper than I thought. Somewhere in the Crodite, but just as I was closing in, somebody caught me a picture and I think you better take a look. You get another little message. He says, they look kind of like you. It is a picture. There is a hood up and, you know, they're wearing clothing designed to sort of cast their image in doubt. But for you, there is no mistaking Emma. You have any ideas?
Bubs had already told Steele what happened at Oris Bay.
Yeah.
When I last saw her, something I didn't tell you at Oris Bay, she told me that I didn't understand. We didn't understand what was happening. What they're doing is for the greater good. That's what she told me. And I want to believe that. Whatever she's doing there, that it's for the greater good, but part of me doesn't know if it's the same Emma. And I worry about that. I think about Miles. I wonder if he's gonna be the same Miles. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, Steele, but if you could look into it, she's family to me. I'd appreciate it.
Make a diplomacy check. Take a +6 conditional modifier.
Oh, that's a 6 + 6 + 6.
18.
Okay, 18. Ooh, ominous.
+6.
Yeah, why'd you say it that way?
This breaks my heart.
You get a message back from Steele, and he says,
I'm not your daddy.
I think about who I am now. I was very different once, too. It doesn't mean that I died or went away. Everybody changes. That's not always a bad thing. But I do think there's something to you looking around this place and her being here already. Just be careful. I'm going to pull back for a little bit and not try to look for the server too much, but I'll let you know if something happens. That's the last message you get.
Bubs will just he'll just do like the react message on his message and just be like just like a heart and maybe like a dad emoji.
Okay. He gives you he can't do like the good emojis, so it's still just like the little carrot and a 3. Still just using, text, but no problem. So that happens, and then the night cycle begins to press on. You begin to play with the puzzle box, and you can, do what you need to do with it. Yeah, it takes an hour.
Still looking through the data or the footage with my
Yes, and so
exocortex
like
while I'm doing
looking
that.
through that, you see those 2 crates, you see the big statue, you see the dirty human, you see the drunk goblin, you can see the drunk goblin is coming along with like a whole bunch of different bags, like shopping bags, like suitcases. The dude who they're basically opposites. You can see he has come with a whole bunch of brand new stuff. This other guy in the car that you guys will occupy, nothing. Doesn't even have a jacket on, just like the button down shirt and some pants. So you're seeing the two spectrums, two sides of the spectrum for gambling. You see Tony brings back this like very fancy box of whiskey. I think if you like freeze the frame and look in, it's called Hakeshi whiskey, which is it's 17 years. It is like a very, very nice stained wooden box. He seems very pleased as he brings it into the engine. And then you see these racks of Harbinger robotics that have been loaded in.
Cool. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Then I'm just gonna work on the puzzle box.
Oh, and sorry, you also see the USR soldiers, 3 of them board, all human.
This is on camera.
3 boarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back at the footage, and I'm just sitting there working on the puzzle box. The one that you.
Yeah.
So Echo, you had something that you want to do in the night.
Yes.
So because it's 8:15, quick break, and then we'll pick up with Echo's nighttime adventure. I don't know why I chose to say it like that. So we'll be right back. 10 minutes. We'll see you then.
Who does Echo choose to sleep with
Ooh.
during the night?
Hopefully.
And howdy, folks. Welcome back to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. We're going to jump right back into our Starfinder as night falls on the Tony Express, an intersolar system train navigated and piloted by the well-esteemed Tony himself.
Tony's is a Tony.
Tony says Tony.
Give me 1 second. Let me
And
do
his son,
some...
Tony says Tony.
Junior.
Bubs would
Tone it
also probably fall asleep, but probably be holding Spice's nose because she snores. Or her mouth. One of the two. One of the two.
So,
And Spice periodically wakes up and goes, but then breathes through her gills, but then also can't breathe because it's air and just chokes.
and it's brand new, so it's like they flap a little bit when you breathe in.
You
and
can,
it's,
like,
it's
hear
not a
the
good
noise.
sound. Yeah.
Ping to echo. Bubs and Spice asleep.
So, Echo, what are you doing on the overnight?
Once Gibbs is kind of like dozed off, Echo's going to slip out and try and very quietly and stealthily make their way to the cargo compartments to see if they can find those crates.
Make a stealth check. Thank you, whoever rated us. Dice Dragon Guild. Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah.
Couldn't
I
last.
would like to support Echo however I can if I recognize that Echo is going back there.
27.
You probably don't. Echo is relatively stealthy, and
I did just get +2 for vision stuff with my thermal eyes, so I can see heat sensors and stuff, heat
Yeah.
signals and stuff.
it's less that you are unaware of Echo going by and more that in the other things that you are doing, Echo just walks by and you don't clock it as anything especially out of the ordinary. But Echo, you make your way back. You first... Sorry about that. You first travel down the length of the train past passenger car 2, passenger car 3, 4, 5. You get to the diner car, and then you reach a door. And you know that this door you had been brought through on your tour. However, it is locked. This is the door to cargo 4.
USR guy not there anymore.
No,
Probably with the other.
probably
two.
with the others. So Echo, this locked door is in front of you. You can see beyond it. There seems to be some furniture, but also there are certainly 2 crates that were loaded aboard that seem roughly humanoid sized.
This one? Yeah, cargo 3.
Yeah. It's sort of symbolized by that one dude that's yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
Does Echo see anyone inside?
Make a perception check.
Very scary. Whoa, another one?
I don't know.
Cocked.
I don't know. Please stay.
I hope it's not.
Oh, it is. It totally is.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
that blows.
14 is apparently what we're dealing with.
That's
bad.
still not bad.
Plus,
With, like a good bonus.
was perception you said?
Yeah.
28.
That's pretty good.
You look through, your eyes focus in, and you don't see anybody in. You look across, and through the window on the far side, you also don't see anybody. And actually, you see that being the place where that refrigerated car had been previously, completely empty. And you can see there's tape across it, like that is a closed car. But the one in front of you is empty from living beings at the moment.
All right. Echo's going to enter.
Okay.
And
Again, the door's locked, and so you kind of bump off of it.
Echo's going to see if they can unlock the door.
Computers check.
Too many menus. Too many menus.
Math, yeah.
32.
Okay. With a 32, easy. I mean, this is an elementary door. This is not one of the more secure ones. It's not even the Gosha
Not even a high
semi-compliant car.
school door.
And so, yeah, easy to pick through. You open it up, and you make your way in, and you can see everything that's there in front of you.
They switch over their echolocators, which gives them blind sense for 30 feet.
And so, as you ping these on for the very first time, all of a sudden, all that you could hear before was the very dull sound of air being filtered through. All of a sudden that becomes like a roar and it echoes across different things. And as it does, it's like you can feel those same pulses of data that you see in the infosphere, but in real life. And those are kind of like ghostly images through these solids. You can see in those 2 crates are bodies of androids. Give me 1 second. You see Echo, both of these are Echo units. You can see very, very faint details. You don't get a lot of like the finer imagery, but you can make out that in one of their hands there seems to be a very small object. And that's kind of what you can see in terms of like the detail, but they do both seem very inert.
Echo's gonna go over to the crate. Is it literally just like the space equivalent of a wooden box, or does it seem like this is how like an activation cube?
It doesn't look like an activation cube. This make a cultures check with a +6 conditional modifier.
31.
You have never observed this directly, but there comes a time in an android's life where they may choose to vacate their body to make it available for the next occupant. And this is kind of the android analogous death. When they do this, they need to be shipped back to a place where that next consciousness can be kind of cultivated. And the container usually a little less elegant than the activation pods. And this is what this is. These are 2 androids who have voluntarily, probably, given up their life and are being returned to wherever they came from. Probably on Prime Station as a daisy, likely not a place, but maybe.
Echo's going to attempt to break into the container.
Okay. Make a, and you're just trying to like brute force break in?
Yeah.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Okay. Not like punch it open.
Buddy, how's it go?
Make an athletics check.
No. Is there like any like mechanism that's keeping it closed, or like a computer
Some
lock
sort
on
of
it?
Engineering check.
You can make an engineering check if you want.
Whatever check that can like make a logical step to open the crate.
Make an engineering check. This is a sealed container.
25.
25. And so with a 25, this is the equivalent of prying nails out of like a board. It is usually there would be a solvent included to like break the seam on this, and you could just pop it open. For this, you don't have that solvent, but you do remember there are chemicals being shipped. Without too much trouble, you can kind of like with that stealth check, no problem. You can skulk your way back to the front. You can go into that Gosha compliant, which you know is very much not Gosha compliant. It's Gosha compliant in that the Gosha scanners cannot penetrate the hull. And so there are open containers of acid in here. You can go and just scoop a little bit out, bring it into the other container, and that will serve as a solvent. No problem.
Echo would very much like to do that.
You pop open this container. Shade, you do clock. Now, Echo has gone back and forth 3 times, and you have not seen Echo pace before, for what it's worth.
Not looking up from the puzzle box, but just whisper calming to Echo. What are you doing?
I am conducting patrols.
Make a deception check.
A bluff
Big
check.
old
Bluff
bluff,
check, sorry.
check.
Right.
Because
A
I
bluff
see,
check,
did
as
I
it were.
see the vial of acid that
No,
she had?
it's not like a vial. That's like it's you. I mean, Echo could conceal it in any number of ways. It's a very small amount that's needed to start the reaction.
I've got hidden compartments.
Yeah.
Of all the times for my dice to not roll hot. So that's a 3 plus 12 for a 15.
You see
But I guess
Echo's
it's
eye
sense
just kind of
motive,
twitches
right?
a little bit. Yeah, make a sense motive check.
I don't think you can beat that.
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
Eat those words,
Yeah,
Dan.
Mr. 18.
18. This is like
Still pretty low,
for most
shit.
people watching, this would be like watching a dubbed over K-drama where the voice acting isn't very good, and so you can't tell if it's dubbed or like it's just not
Well, it's
convincingly
not even.
acted.
It's not even voice acting. It's whisper comm.
And it's really
more just the.
it's Echo just going like,
It's the anime.
I am conducting patrols, and like but like a more Android equivalent of that.
There's like the blips where it's like the communication starts coming across and then it like comes back. It starts beaming across again and then it comes back.
Yeah. You're seeing like the lie processes begin. But yeah, you get the sense that probably not just patrols.
At that, I'm probably just gonna stand up and follow Echo
Okay.
and be like, "What are you actually doing?"
Oh, are you like fully confronting them?
Yes.
Okay. Not like not tailing. Okay.
No. Like standing up and actually saying, "What are you actually doing?"
It is best for liability purposes that you do not know. Plausible deniability is a valuable quality for a captain to have.
I don't know if that's something we can afford at this point.
I would ask that if you are to assist me, or to follow, in any capacity, that you do assist me with no questions asked. This is not acting in a Mosaic capacity.
Fair enough.
Hold this. It's an extra vial of acid over.
There you go. So now they're vials, and you have the acid. You bring them over to this room, and without any problem, you can apply it to this box. Give me 1 second here. The plastic along this slight dark seam just dissolves away around, and there's this like as the cover falls onto the bottom, and you can now just lift it away. It's like a very light plastic, and as you pull this away, Echo, you see another Echo unit. This Echo unit is holding a tiny ceramic raccoon.
Does Echo recognize this one?
You don't. However, you do know that these, you know Nikolai, and you know the features of Nikolai. And so if you wanted to know a number, perhaps, you imagine that it could be found. But you don't recognize this one particularly.
A tiny ceramic raccoon.
It's
you
not
said?
899. Looking at it.
No.
And after opening that one, Echo would open the other container as well to get the other one out.
You turn around, you open this one. This one much older, but also an Echo unit. They are not holding any kind of ceramic thing. They are not in the best shape, not through like battle damage or anything, just through like kind of, it looks like maybe just at some point they stopped doing any kind of maintenance. But yeah, both of them just inactive.
The older one, does it seem to be old in the way that the Echo units on Akaton were old?
Let me go look up their numbers.
Question.
Are they as
Could
old
be
as the
that.
Akaton
Okay.
units?
What? You like the Echo units in Agaton? What the heck are you even talking about?
From the van.
Perpetuo. The ones that
The
like
eats
gave her the
meats
flower and
machines.
then took it away.
Yeah. No, I remember that. I didn't realize they were old.
I mean,
Noted.
we don't.
It's like
don't know Echo is
counting ladybug dots.
Or tree rings.
You gotta cut the Echo open and count the rings.
The the
Jesus.
number indicates the age, the batch number.
One moment here, just gotta pull up. This is from session like 40.
21 is pretty old then.
1T11. I love
1T is also not a.
Yeah, it's a rock.
Oh yeah, it's not a. It's a Rocco unit.
I
not
always
an Echo
racist.
unit. Yeah.
Or would you be more xenophobic because it's your own race?
It's a complicated relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think
There's a lot of self-loathing.
You're a shade
here we go.
unit? Have we met any other shades?
We're back in Perdido. Okay, so we were talking
There's the one
about
that
the
looked
Eats
kind of like
Meats
Shade on the train.
compound. Older. And both of them significantly
Both
older.
of them are older.
I would say generations older are these two.
The ones, okay, these two in front of her are the older ones, or the ones in Perdido were the older ones?
So you had met 921, back in Perdido, and you remember their full number was 61921. You have no idea what number these ones are, but at least a generation older, perhaps two.
Echo reaches in and picks up the ceramic raccoon.
Okay. Pick up this little ceramic raccoon.
Kind of gives it a little pet.
Give it a little pet. And if you turn it over on its back to look at the bottom of it, which is what you were doing, you can see the number 43022.
They cannot be activated. But they cannot stay here.
Why would Harbinger be collecting more Echo units?
I do not know. But I do not like this.
Would these...
And Echo like throws over one of the articles with like the headline showcasing the new robot.
Yeah.
Oh. These might be what 899 is after.
Again, this is not Mosaic business. They must be released. To be treated as such. To refuse autonomy. This is not right.
Did you open both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're both Echo units.
Yeah. I understand.
I do not know how we are going to move them off of this train. Echo is going to kind of like attempt to like pull one out.
Okay.
And kind of probably the one that seems to be in better condition.
Okay.
And inspect them and just kind of like do a once over looking for any like force damage, not like force damage as in like the weapon fire, but like signs of a struggle and
Yeah,
yeah.
So if it's signs of a struggle, make a medicine check.
What do you intend to do with them?
Dirty 20.
So Echo begins to manipulate the body in such a way that they're examining like the areas which might be consistent with defensive wounds, the backs of the arms, looking at like the sides of the head. You don't find any real wounds. I mean, there are signs of damage that you might acquire over a lifetime, but you don't, for what it's worth, you don't see any cause of death.
I do not understand why an Echo unit would willingly submit themselves to this. What is the point?
Why did you willingly submit yourself to Mosaic?
I have choice. I could leave. I could run away. This, however, this is different.
Are you saying that they didn't have a choice?
Would you choose to be known as a robot?
No.
To only live to give orders and receive orders?
Where do you want to bring them?
Strangely, I worry that Zadaisy may not be what it seems. Akaton, Perdido, had a Harbinger robotics lab. And strangely, it is built again and producing more. Although I do not believe it is actually producing anything. I believe they are simply repurposing old units.
From Pallades Rock.
Yes. They are not the same. They have been repurposed. It is not right. And like other androids would recognize that the Echo is very visibly disturbed. And Echo has flashbacks to a certain delivery that they once made.
Sure. You do remember opening a particular container. But, Shade, is there anything that you're doing with this?
Is there a way to reseal these containers to make it look like they haven't been opened, or is this like we popped the can and now it's we can't tape them back up?
Have you ever seen when you buy like a bottle, like a jar of pasta sauce? It says if the seal doesn't pop, like you shouldn't trust it. That's kind of what this is. It's a seal to know if things have been tampered with, and you have tampered. And so, I mean, if you had somebody who is really scientifically minded, maybe they could come up with a solution, maybe based in some kind of biology to do it. But I don't know who you would ask that of. And, you know, you're standing in this car right now.
Dang. If only there was someone who could do that.
If only.
Can I, using physical sciences,
They had IBS.
try to figure out, like, is there synthesized material that I can
Make a
use,
physical
or-
sciences check.
Or is there just a crate that has more fucking glue in it or something?
Yeah, I mean, that different checks.
Echo goes over to another crate in
physical
the
sciences.
meantime, and kind of just like
26.
scrapes into it. Just like Pleiades rock here in one of the crates.
Okay.
Not these crates.
Yeah.
Like this crate.
So just like one of the random ones that's there.
Yeah.
It's a crate that is delivering furniture to Prime Station, and so no problem. You're right, Pleiades rock here. What was your check?
26.
26. With the 26, there's nothing that you could recreate a good seal with. The closest thing that you might be able to do is kind of like gum it back together such that it doesn't fall apart. And somebody not looking carefully in any way, shape, or form might assume that it was damaged in transit, maybe. And then that kind of leads you to thinking, like, maybe the best thing to do would be to, like,
Just leave it.
make it look damaged
Yeah.
more, and then just have it be like an accident happened. I mean, this train, it just didn't have a bunch of snakes on it.
Yeah. So recognizing that, I'm gonna turn to Echo and say, the best way to dispose of this evidence would be to completely destroy it. Perhaps something with the faulty reactor. A leak.
That does seem wise.
That doesn't answer how we get them off.
Is the director nearby?
I can't make contact with the director. It would be difficult without stopping the train to make the transfer, but theoretically possible.
Again, not speaking on Mosaic business. There is another unit that we know would be in the area that would potentially have transport.
Do you think that 899's intention was to take these units?
I do not know, but I cannot imagine that they would be opposed.
Would you go against the bounty?
Not speaking on Mosaic business. I would see them helped.
We should get them off of the ship, but it is difficult to trust 899.
It was difficult to trust you.
The first priority is getting them off the ship.
Agreed.
I'll contact the director.
Thank you.
There's also USR soldiers at the other end of the ship.
Ah, that does pose a problem.
As well as presumably the short point soldiers from earlier.
Were they not disembarking at the Katydid Corral?
They were ostensibly protecting the golden statue meant for Prime Station.
I understand. This significantly complicates matters. Is it possible to remote pilot our shuttle?
Is it possible to remote pilot our shuttle?
There is a module that you could install to do that. It does require you to install it.
I gotta go and install something first, and
Now, I do believe,
the Wi-Fi's bad out here.
not to metagame, but I do believe that Bubs has the control unit for a drone that is currently on board the ship. And so in theory, you could have Bubs real steal a robot, not to fight, but to really shittily pilot a shuttle to you.
And Bubs is really
I
shitty
could-
at flying a ship.
I
So
could
he-
get Heap, or I could get Squeak to pilot the shuttle by having the director. Yeah, the director can get him to get it over there.
I think the real steal option is a little bit more sound.
I like
can
it.
train
Neither
Squeak
of these
really
is what I would call a sound idea, but I do like the idea that your two options are a knockoff Hasbro toy or a dog.
Are there hatches out of all of the train cars that we can get out of?
So there's one that goes out, and then it goes to this interstitial space that is like a
Right,
small
like in
car.
between.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like this in between
Yeah,
space.
in
And then the
Right.
in-between cars do have a top hatch.
Okay, the in between cars. So like top hatches in here and here.
Yes, and then I think it's every third car has one that goes out from those in-between cars as well, to the side.
Gotcha. Out like this way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd probably try to figure out the nearest one. Contact the director, and I'd say, director, we need evac for 2 individuals on the train.
So the train, the place where you guys are between those two cars, between the car with these bodies and the car that is holding that golden statue, there is a that is one of those hatches that is both side doors and the top door. So yeah, that works out great for you. You calm the director. Okay, no problem. You establish communications instantly. There's no not hazard, interference here. You've now passed through the solar area of that star, and you get a clear signal.
We need evac for 2 individuals. I'm sending coordinates now.
How would you like me to provide evac?
How close can you get to the train without raising alarms?
That depends on how much of a distraction you can provide.
I look over to Echo.
I should warn you, there is an incoming spherical distribution of debris that suggests a destroyed starfighter of some kind. I estimate that 10% of the debris will impact the train on its current course, and at its current rate of speed.
How long until the impact?
There's a brief period of time where there's a calculation.
20 seconds.
3, 2, no.
Oh shit, go! Quick, load them up.
There is 9 hours, 47 minutes to impact. Once more, there is a 10% chance of impact.
We will take that chance.
If there's any way to have this evac sooner, that would be ideal.
Very well. We can rendezvous in 2 hours. Will you be ready?
Definitely.
I will approach from the starboard side of the ship. Please pull all visual spectators in that direction. Please disable any scanning devices.
Okay. Disable scanning devices and get everyone to look to the starboard side.
Well, to the port side. They're going to approach from
Oh,
the
they're
starboard.
gonna. Okay.
Starboard is to the right, port is to the left.
Yeah.
Get everyone to start.
Yeah.
port has the same number of letters as left. That's how I remember.
So director's coming from starboard side, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So you make that plan. You terminate communication.
Yes.
Okay. So there's now 2 hours until you rendezvous with the director. Is there anything people are doing prior to that?
Echo pings the other three.
It's mission time. Ping,
babe.
ping.
Babe, I think your alarm. Babe, no, babe, wake up, wake up,
Group chat.
babe.
It's a video call that's coming in.
I'm just gonna put the voice call
Echo Shade.
and
We are on screen.
put it on screen and like on his like comm watch where it like projects or whatever.
Wait,
And,
turn off your mic. We're getting echo.
No, I
Yes,
imagine
you are
Spice
getting
never picks up her comms.
Okay.
He's gonna shake.
Spice, wake up, we're getting a message from the captain. Wake up.
My captain, your captain.
Babe, there's free alcohol in the lobby.
What?
Oh,
Yes?
No, I was just waking up.
Is it that whiskey?
No, babe.
Bubs,
Let's
calm
babe.
down.
Privacy screen, please. Just like put it, because
What is this?
Can I-
Echo's aware that Bubs likes
Can I
to have the
establish it over
projection.
my
and
Oh, yeah.
encrypted
phobia.
channel too?
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
okay.
And he's gonna like put it so it's like privacy for him, and he'll like do it for Spicy.
For the two of you,
Spice
you
has
see
one that's
behind
loaded.
Bubbles, there's like, you see like the train seats and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like this kind of darkness closes over it. No problem.
We have some modifications to our current mission format. Are you prepared?
Prepared for lots of money.
Of course I'm prepared. I'm always prepared. Anything.
We
some
have
first
two
mate.
individuals in need of evac in 2 hours.
Spice, you will enjoy this.
Oh yes, that's what I like to hear.
There are USR soldiers on this transport, as well as ShorePoint security members. They will need a distraction. What better distraction than a party?
Oh, she pulls out her guitar. I came prepared for one.
Where did you have that?
I got it at Eclipse Mall.
Where did you store that?
You don't want to know. You can find out later if.
Hideaway limb.
I was not aware hideaway limbs were one of your augmentations. Congratulations.
We'll do the best distraction, like me and Spice. Do you want me to do it too?
You can provide assistance to
Can you
Spice.
sing?
No. I mean, I never tried before, but I mean,
Perfect.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There will be interesting visuals on the port side of the ship.
Visuals.
If you could direct all participants in your party.
Bubbles, you're on visuals.
In 2 hours, we need everyone to be looking port side of this ship. The director will be coming in starboard.
There is a little ding, and the overhead goes off, and you hear, "Hey, Tony Sazatome here. Just wanted to let you all know there's a debris field that we have to pass through, or we'll lose a couple of days, maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? Space debris. Am I right? Anyways, you may notice some power fluctuations and small bumps. Nothing the Tony Express can't handle. All righty. Thanks for flying." And then suddenly there is a, and you feel the whole train lurch forwards as it accelerates noticeably. You feel the lights like flicker, the dim night cycle lights get even darker. Shade, you get your comms begin to go off from the director. And the director says, "Your rate of speed has increased. The chance of the debris impacting you has now risen to 30%.
Still the same timeline.
We will now be approaching on a slightly more extended timeline. Please allow for 30 additional minutes."
In 2.5 hours, we need everyone to be looking port side.
Okay, I'm
got it.
going to need laser lights. I'm going to need confetti.
You'll work with what we
I'm
have on the
going
ship,
On the our ship?
on the train.
Okay, babe. Okay, we can do
Okay,
this.
Bubbles, write this down.
I'm very good at crafts. I got paper. I can rip this up. Well, it's more like my.
I need balloons. I need
balloons.
speakers.
We also need to disable all communications
I
and
need
sensors.
lots of alcohol.
We shall handle that one.
Okay.
Assumed.
Bubs is like writing this down furiously.
I'm gonna need a lot of aces of spades.
Perhaps
The
Ace of
USR
Spades?
soldiers
More than
are
one, baby.
likely
You gotta
heavily
come
armed.
prepared for the game.
Oh well, I mean, if there's the distraction goes good, we won't have to worry about their heavy arms. But like if it it comes to that, I got the heavier arms.
And he like flexes.
What does that have to do with the distraction?
Shade, just
He's saying if it comes to that.
be
Who are we
prepared.
gonna fight?
Oh,
Be prepared for any inevitability. We also are still on the lookout for 899, who could appear at
Well,
any moment.
duh. Is 899 coming for these bodies?
It's a possibility.
Well, so we'll get them then. It's perfect. This plan is
The
a trap.
upcoming debris field is a perfect opportunity for someone to board or to get off the train.
So do you think 899 is among us?
I think that they could try to enter the train at the same time as us evacuating these individuals.
Well, say
So
no
be
more. I will
prepared for any
distract.
eventuality.
all right, come on, babe. We don't have time to talk. It's a lot of planning to do, and you know how much I like to be prepared when I plan for things. If we're not
We
prepared,
have 2 hours, 27 minutes.
What was an hour?
2 hours and 27 minutes.
That's plenty of time.
So,
I'm needing a drummer also. Do you know how to drum?
oh well, yeah, I could.
Well, then quick, find a drum kit.
Bubs is going to take back to, in his memory, Steele showing him this musical in the 90s called Stomp that was very popular. So he's going to find some pots and pans or some trash cans, anything, maybe his helmet,
Yeah, like buckets.
buckets, yeah. Anything that he could give a live production of Stomp.
it's very easy to find little containers and things like that. So no problem. You go into like multiple bathrooms and you take their trash cans out, and there are like these square like trash can,
I'm cleaning them out too.
Yeah, but they're like not really designed for this. So we'll see how they work. But you gather some supplies, no problem.
Yeah, babe. You're gonna love this. It's like I'm gonna like do like this like street performance kind of thing. It's very like avant-garde
So-
kind of stuff.
Oh my god, I love it.
Where are you setting up Bubs' drum kit?
Where are we doing this distraction?
Yeah, that's also important.
So
Yeah,
if this is
the show
where you're
needs to
coming
start
out,
in like 2.5 hours. So use the next like hour and a half to set up, and then do like sound check.
Babe, we should like try to get everyone to like one cart.
yeah, that's
One
my plan.
last thing. This is not official Mosaic business.
Why aren't we getting there? We're getting 899. I want my name on
Well,
899.
babe, it doesn't
This
matter.
is not 899.
Then what is it?
This
Spice.
is a personal favor.
Well, no matter.
What? Okay.
If you trust me with something as valuable as your birthday present.
Okay.
I
All right.
trust you as a coworker and also a friend.
Thank you, Bubbles.
Oh, okay, so let's go, Spice. Come on, we got a plan. Come on.
And he's gonna turn off the comm.
Spice is going to, as he rounds up the people. Spice is gonna go up to the Ignan.
Yeah,
That's the
well, he's
language.
not Ignan, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the language. His name is Jarvis.
Jarvis. She's gonna go up to Jarvis, and if she needs to, she's gonna slide on that mechanic outfit that he lent her, just to, like, bypass everybody,
Okay, sure.
and then go up to them and be like, well, in Ignan,
Yeah.
going to speak in the way that sounds like fireworks exploding, say, I need a favor from you.
And as the comms open up, to anybody else, it just sounds like like the roar of a furnace. But for him, it's just, yeah, sure. What do you want?
I would like a fireworks show outside.
What?
Do you have enough, explosives or fireworks on here, or enough personal power within you to have fireworks explode? You're running this whole train, aren't you?
Make a diplomacy check. He can
Don't
hear.
mind if
He
I
just
do.
kind of goes, I'm really not supposed to. Tony's gonna be so
It's
mad.
fun.
I love this.
She pulls out her guitar and be like, I want to do a little performance for everybody. It's been such a long train ride, and we've been through so much together.
Think about the added value. I'm not there.
Well, password.
I get
So-
All right, this is the physical one. All right.
as you do that, Jarvis is kind of like nodding his head a little bit, and he's just kind of like,
It was-
Tony never puts on the music.
It's diplomacy. 50.
As this is happening, Bubbles is ripping up like wipes to make confetti. He's probably getting cards. He's
25.
probably writing Ace of Spades on just random note cards.
Okay, sure, no problem. You do that. As you are like trying to convince him of this, you tell him that you want to put on a show, and he kind of nods a little bit, and he just goes, "Is it okay with Tony? Have you asked him? Is his
I
Tony?
haven't made it all the way up there yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Tony loves a good time.
I mean, as long as it's good with Tony, then yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need it 2.5 hours.
All right, just check with Tony first."
Okay, I'll get his okay.
2 hours, 20 minutes, probably.
Bubbles is like filling in the cards and making them like look like Aces of Spades, so like they're almost kind of like an indie version of like Aces of Spades.
Make a dexterity check, flat dexterity check.
Bubs is good at art, so do I get any?
Yeah, take a +6 condition modifier.
Nice. That's a 19 plus
Damn.
6 plus what was it? A dex? You said.
So, Spice, when you get back from doing this little bit of diplomacy, you come back to Bubs having taken a number of like index cards and very carefully folded them to make perfect playing card size little bits. And each one has like a little ace of spades. They have different borders on them. Yeah, they're fantastic.
I would like it to be like a little sexy Lashunta on like each card.
On a couple of them, I would say like you don't have the time to really bang out a whole bunch. But yeah, there's like
Alright.
2 or 3 that are like the very first one
figures
is
in
like
there to
you
fill out the
in
deck.
pinup form. And the next one's like a generic Lashunta. The next one's like a little bit more stick figure like, and then you can see Bubbles like, oh, I gotta make more, and they get a little bit more simple. But yeah, no problem.
Keep on it. These look great, babe.
Book of stick figures.
So you end up with a ton of ace of spades.
Okay, so I've got fireworks. We got the drums. We have my guitar. All right, so we need to practice.
Oh, okay.
No permission from Tony. 0 of that.
Well, I was gonna go up there, but I'm just gonna lie about it later.
Yeah, that's place.
Okay. Do we know any
Well,
songs?
is Tony up here?
Tony's like all the way at the front, and you have to go around. So when you were at that place talking to Jarvis, there's a door just a little bit further up that would lead you to the engine cart.
Okay, so well, can I do that then if I was on
Yeah,
my way?
no worries. You can go over there. You can knock, and after a little bit,
I'll go with it.
sure. The little slider things roll by, and you can see the numbers all zero out before the door opens. And Tony just goes, "Oh, hey,
Hey, your savior, I'm here.
yeah, Mosaic Team 5. What do you want?"
I would like to put on a concert because everybody here has been through such hard times. I think they deserve a relaxing concert.
Nobody's really been through hard times on Tony's Express,
Are you
but
kidding me? A lot of people died on your Snakes on a Train.
Oh, that
Excuse
really
me, did you just
depends.
forget that happened not even like a day ago?
that really depends on what you mean by a lot, and also it's a new day. So look, it's not the best time for a concert. There's this debris storm, and it keeps changing trajectory.
Hey, Tony. Hi. I'm Bubs. This is my girlfriend. She really wanted it, and we've been, it's our anniversary, and
Whoa, okay.
Have you ever,
Oh, have
Yeah.
you heard of the famous singer Polly Dolly? I know her songs, and it could add some entertainment for the next people who might come aboard.
Make a diplomacy check.
Can I
take a +6 condition
Can I
modifier.
assist? Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not for that. I mean, how are you assisting Bubbles?
I'm just gonna try to be like, come on, like, Tony, you've been there. There's a Tony Jr., so there's gotta been like a situation where you've been like sassed at or something.
Mrs. Tony.
A Mrs. Tony's.
Oh no!
Even though my diplomacy is extremely high, that was a natural one.
Maybe Tony's a family man. and-
Tony is just gonna say, "Oh no, I know exactly what it's like. It's an anniversary, and she really that's a little forward, but
It's fine, babe. Let's get out of here. And
Yeah.
as she leaves, she just gives the thumbs up to Jarvis on the way through.
make a bluff check."
Okay.
I love spice.
This is literally all I'm good at, so if I fail this...
This is why I'm with you, babe.
Oh my god, where the fuck are my sheets? Here we go. Ah, nice. Well, this one's cocked. Alright. Diplomacy.
Bluff.
God. Bluff. Same thing. 35.
Whoa! 35. So he opens the door, showing you out, and he just kind of, like, he said no. And as he opens the door and shows you out, and Jarvis turns, and you can see he, like, turns his head, the fire, like, shifting and turning up as he, like, inquires. He's, like, looking at you, like, so. And to all that he hears Tony say is, thanks for understanding. You know, Polly Dolly's okay, but I like more of the classics. And then, like, shuts the door. And so Jarvis goes, I'm sorry you can't play Polly Dolly, but, I mean, you got him to agree to music. That's awesome. I'll do great fireworks.
Thank you! See you later.
And so you can see he, like, shifts these two huge levers and these two, like, what look like vents towards the end that are really heavily blackened around them, probably like emergency release valves. He's, like, ready with them. He's gonna do some fireworks.
I'm gonna take me and Spice back to the original part where we're sleeping.
As you guys are turning around, he goes, is there any particular place you want me to put them? Like a particular side? Or like, do you want me to just have general fireworks?
No, my firework. You gotta put them on the port side.
On the port side? So, all right. So you want people looking towards the port side with all the cool fireworks?
Yes, because I'm gonna be on the port side, so I want the
Like a
fireworks
backdrop.
behind me. Yes, exactly.
I've got
You
you.
know, you are good with concerts.
Absolutely. Okay.
So I'm gonna take Spice to this area where we were sleeping.
Sure.
Spice, okay, so, we need to think. Okay, we need a theme. What do you have for costumes?
I have literally so many. Which one do you want?
Whatever it's your show, babe. We only got so much time left. Come on, babe.
Well, they planned their show.
Skin.
I'm confused about this question. Go ahead.
Oh, you have your morphic skin.
Echo
I have my glimmer suit. We can do anything.
pings Gibbs
what do you want?
and
What do you wanna
says, maybe it's time to give your friend Tony a visit. To have like Gibbs run interference with Tony.
Okay. No problem. You send that message. You get a picture of Gibbs's butt, and you imagine that Gibbs has received your message.
Sweet.
I send an MP4 file of the previous
not
team
like
meeting that Gibbs was
They've-
sleeping through, just so that she
Oh, he's
knows,
sleeping.
like,
Okay, yeah.
2 hours, 20 minutes from when she wakes up.
Yeah, I'm
Get
assuming
everyone
that
to
Gibbs
look
has
to the
kept
side.
appraised of this situation.
And Echo says, I believe we could remotely hack the scanners from the engine car, whatever this one is. It's upside down and I can't read
Engineering.
it. Thank you.
Just in the group chat?
No,
Okay.
I am saying this too.
Yeah, okay.
So, we have 2.5 hours to make this situation look like an accident. Get the systems down. We can try your way.
A convincing power fluctuation might be useful.
Agreed. We'll need to get control of the ship, but we can't leave. It will raise suspicion.
I do not think control of the ship would be necessary.
I mean the director.
Ah. Yes. Only one needs to leave, correct?
Yes.
And then I could potentially come back.
We would need to all be on the ship once a search goes out. If one of us is missing, it will raise suspicion. The USR already knows that we're here, as well as Shore Point.
I do not plan to be gone for very long. Just long enough to deliver the package.
Once they're on the director, we should set coordinates for it to leave.
Agreed.
No longer trail us. If there were a way to get our shuttle so that we would still have our own evacuation, that would be ideal, but
It would, but I believe we are out of options.
perhaps the drift car will come in handy.
Which drift car?
Well, I haven't checked to see if they've replenished the one in the back, but there should still be the one at the front.
At this point, you've seen all 2 hours of footage. There is no additional car added to the train.
So there's still one on the front, though.
No,
There's the
That's
engine,
Tony's.
but the drift driver is the cart, the thing
I
that
thought
actually
there was
enables
one
it
that
to.
went from the front and that went from the
That's what I
back
thought as
that
well, too.
detached.
So the back is the actual drift engine, and it attaches to the front car, and then that can leave. It's almost like 2
okay.
sides
I
of a
thought it was
tugboat.
that makes
then
sense.
connects it,
I
it can
thought
work
it was
out.
2 separate things that could both detach. and
No,
hold
it's
their
not
own.
drift capable when it's detached.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Question, hypothetical.
Well, that
What if we
changes
just brute forced a cart to like force it out? Could that be a thing?
Yeah.
the
Like
Would we
Life
lose
support?
oxygen?
I mean, probably, yeah.
But I mean, I can breathe in space with my doohickey.
I don't need to
That's
breathe.
great.
I cannot. I
We'll just put you in a
specifically
vat
did
of
not
water, you'll be
take
fine.
that.
Gibbs also likes to breathe,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Project Cuttlefish, when I saw it, it was a 1-person seater.
Ooh.
It's designed for 1 person. You could fit 2 people in it, but
Couldn't
it's
fit 3.
No.
Okay.
Certainly not, and not even like 3 if the third person's Gibbs.
Right.
2 is a squish.
Yeah. Okay. I guess while we're in this room still, see how we could make it look like there was a like radiation leak from the reactor or something into this room via.
The reactor's quite far away.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what's the most convincing way to make this
So
look
the
like
car
an
behind
accident.
you is the car where you, with those 6 little vats of acid. I mean,
Grab one of those and spill it across the whole floor, maybe. Knock them over. It's gonna make it tough to get through that car after. So we should move the bodies into this car.
If we were to leave a hatch open or ajar, do you think that would potentially make someone think that 899 was successful?
Unless 899 makes contact after the bodies have been removed.
What's to say that they did not come to rob the train twice?
So there's something about like only idiots rob the same place twice. Or
holy,
something.
it's from the same space train twice.
I have never heard this saying before.
So, what do you want to do to try to disguise those bodies as being damaged, if any?
Probably, well, not the bodies, but the car.
Container, yeah.
Yeah, the containers. I'm thinking maybe, and this is what I'm laying out here. We make one of these knock over to basically leak into the other one.
Would the acid not damage the functionality of the train, potentially losing life support?
Would it?
So when you went in there with those open vats of acid, you can see every now and then like little bits are dripping onto the floor. It's not corroding the metal. You saw it absolutely dissolve the plastic seam of the container. And so this is definitely like a solvent for plastic. It seems to be inert towards metal. Things like that tend to also be inert towards glass, but not always.
Okay.
If you had like a science officer or a medical officer present, they would probably be the person to ask.
I mean, I'm
Rip Vess.
Can always investigate too.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things you can do.
Not within 2.5 hours when we have other things to do.
yeah. Probably still number 1 plan is to cause that leak
Okay.
to make it look like an accident.
I do not believe the radiation leak would be localized enough. Perhaps we try the acid first, and then my plan afterwards.
That works. We still need to figure out how we're going to disable the sensors, as well
remote
as
hack of the-
communications for USR and Shorepoint.
A remote hack of the main engine should work perfectly, just to fluctuate the power a bit.
Would that also create a short in comms for USR and stuff, or do we need something more like an EMP straight up?
An EMP would be
Lighting out.
catastrophic.
Right. Yeah, 'cause it would
it-
shut down the whole train and probably blow up the reactor core that's already unstable and shit.
So an EMP just shorts out electronics,
Yeah.
like your nav computer, like your life support,
Like the director.
director,
Like that,
like
that time.
androids. So
Yeah.
you probably don't want to do that.
No.
An EMP blast would be like maybe something that like a terrorist.
I'm
would
just
do.
wondering. Yeah, no. I'm just wondering if
Who
There-
is the real
if-
enemy? Is it us?
Yeah, I know.
having this power fluctuation in the train is going to cause enough of like a radio disturbance to shut off comms for a little while or something, so
You could
that
easily
USR
do it-
can't calm
You
out.
could easily do it for the train. If the USR is using the train for comms, yes, that
But
will
they're
shut
not
it off for
gonna be
them.
using it.
I
If
do
they
not
have an
bel-
external communication unit similar to the ones that all of you have on your wrists,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
Terminating communication with the USR will provide more of an alert for them than just leaving it. If the power fluctuations are already something they expect, which they are, they should not be worried with another one.
True.
What they would be worried about is their comms suddenly going offline.
The director didn't say comms and sensors, just sensors.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Echo like heads over to the acid room and just like
Wait. We should. I'm gonna calculate the right way to make it look like it spilled,
Okay. So
so it's not just like
make a physical sciences check.
we're not gonna splash it onto
Shade is like,
ourselves or
wait, and
something.
you see like the math flying across.
Shade quick like on like 350 times speed binges all of the Bones episodes.
28.
Dope.
So Shade pops open their elbow and
Slide
a
the crates
protractor
over.
comes out and they like
Put
put
the
it on the
crate
ground.
off one side, bring the barrel over a little bit, tilt it, and then just lightly tap it.
With a
Knocks
28,
over.
you take a tiny little amount of ink, maybe out of a pen or something, and you put it on the bottom of like a cup. You put it on the ground and you just watch. And as the train like naturally moves, you see the way in which this little mug like moves across and leaves a little pattern. And so you realize like the direction that this would really shift, if it was actually going to, would be into the wall, and then maybe it could rebound off. And like you kind of calculate how that would go and like roll to the left. And you have a pretty good idea as to how you could position this.
To make it look like an accident.
Yes.
Cool. I do so.
No problem. And then Echo, you shove, and with a much more calculated shove, you dump this acid it onto the ground, and you can see it doesn't burn away elements of the floor. Any like little speck of dust or anything instantly just up and is gone. But if you leave the door open, you can watch as it seeps into the other compartment and begins to dissolve elements of not just those crates, but all the other furniture. You watch as the Pallades rock here just bubbles and melts into the ground.
Echo like before they had done this would have like pulled the units to like a
probably
safe
bring 'em
distance.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the other car, right?
No problem.
Because this is the door that we can leave out of.
So you slide him into the other car with the giant statue in it. Interestingly, no short point people here, just the statue.
I was gonna say Echo brings them into the area here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
You can still see through the door. You know, there is that. That's a very. It takes up most of the car, the statue, and it's made of gold, and so it is dazzling in its
Nice.
reflections. But yeah, no problem.
I just didn't want to like be in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No problem. So you're in the in between. So the two of you create this convincing accident. That brings us to maybe like an hour within this actual thing. Have you guys created your concert plan?
Oh yeah, we are
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are
fucking
you kidding
setting
me?
up. I have contracted Bubbles to start making tickets
Okay.
to our concerts on the back of the aces that he made,
Okay.
and we're gonna start handing them out to people.
Okay.
And as I hand them out to people, I'm gonna be like, make sure you hold on to your ticket because you too could be a winner.
The drunk guy just goes, "Oh, finally!" and he just like tucks it away. But on a train where there is literally nothing else happening, it's not hard to recruit people to come to a show.
It's a really good prize. Like, it's like priceless.
See you at the back of the train.
And so, like, there's a general, but with your previous checks, there's like a general, like, little murmur that's beginning to like build as people are like holding these little tickets, and you imagine you're going to get a good amount of people to your performance, such that it is.
Yes, Bubbles are doing
Oh my god, I got like butterflies in my stomach, but if
You better
I
set up
really
your
had
drum
butterflies,
kit right
that'd
now.
be so gross because like that means I would have caterpillars in my stomach, and that's even grosser. But yeah, I'm ready.
Shade, there's a ping on the comms as the time ticks down, and the director says, "I am making approach now. If you have a distraction, now is the time to initiate it."
We put on our costumes.
Yes, we do.
What are your
And our costumes are Solarian. Wait, yeah, Earth, Tehran, Daft Punk.
Yes.
Okay.
But also with the chromial
Craft
synthesizers with the lady's legs going down.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Make just general. We don't have performance in this,
I
right?
have my glamour suit, and she has her morphic
And
suit.
I have my
Morphic
fancy
skin.
new augment.
We're gonna call
Make
this
yourself look
a,
like not Spice and Bubs.
This definitely seems like a diplomacy.
Yeah, we'll call it diplomacy. It's either diplomacy or like maybe you could argue cultures, but I'm gonna say diplomacy.
Well, both of them I get big fat bonuses too.
And I would say take plus 4 conditional modifiers. This is a result of your fancy invitations. You've done a little bit of work to build this up.
11.
I'm gonna ping to the two of them and Gibbs, who's presumably off distracting Tony.
Well, no, Gibbs at this
Or-
point. Yeah, Gibbs is going to be like running
Yeah.
interference with Tony. No problem.
17.
17?
Spice flips down her Daft Punk thing for a 35.
Yeah, okay. So you guys like show up, everybody shows up to this car, and you get almost every single person. You don't see anybody from Shore Point. You don't see anybody from the USR show up to this concert. But every other participant in this train, save the Space Goblin who is asleep in the car.
So I'm gonna, can I move all these
Yeah,
people?
yeah,
from where we are?
absolutely. And so they crowd on, and when they do, like they enter into this car, which you have like set up essentially using like you take all the glitter that was left over from the Chet's cars, and you
Oh,
like
yeah.
shift that over. You take any like elements that you can, the ripped up confetti, and you set that up. And
Trying to like remember Rod Titanium's moves.
yeah, sure. And so you begin to put on a concert, a guitar Daft Punk electro
Bubba's
concert.
gonna introduce. What are our names?
Deepak.
Deepak. Bubba's gonna like
Worked with the
before
two
we
Deepak
before we
ones.
go on
He's
to
so
the
funny.
stage. Bubba's is gonna like he's gonna like flash his light from his comms and like bang on the drums. And go,
Introducing D-Punk.
And then
So D-Punk begins to play, and there's like, again, there's maybe like 15, 16 people here, and so it's not like an outrageous like shout, but there's like polite claps,
Yeah.
and you can hear like the one drunk guy who's like, yeah, and he's like, he has his ticket, and he's like, I'm a winner. But no problem. You begin this concert, and like people get pretty into it. The performance itself, like pretty engaging. Give me one second.
Bubba's gonna
here.
like throw his sticks in the air and like try to catch him and bang him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, jeez,
no
I
problem.
sure do hope that the USR folks are all looking at the right side of the ship when
Imagine
it's time
Spice.
to go.
Spice like grabs like a pole or something, does like a strip thing or something.
sure, yeah, she'll do it. But I think she's mostly focused on her new instrument that she absolutely loves. So she's like going for it. She's doing all of the I keep saying USR. It's all the Tehran Daft Punk covers that she knows.
Fantastic.
One more time.
Nope. And so
2 more times.
Two more times. Yeah,
Three
exactly.
more times.
And so you do the D-Punk is doing their first ever performance with all of their famous hits 2 more times. You have Around the Galaxy, all these different things. You have a light. all these different things. And this performance goes great. People begin to like gather. For you, Shade and Echo, like you can see the damage is like pretty quickly taking place. The furniture is melting, the crates are melting, the elements from like the furniture bound for Prime Station is just becoming like little bits of metal and glass left over from whatever else is included, but pretty substantially degraded.
And then big finale explosions.
And then the director approaches, and you can see turning off and to the left, or off and to the right, the director almost like invisible in the darkness. And as they kind of shift slightly up in the plane and the light can catch over top, you see just like the surface of your vessel just kind of appearing.
I'm gonna use my exocortex to try and short the sensors on the train, so that we can disable the sensors for the director, and then physically assist Echo with getting the bodies over to the ship as quickly as possible.
Make a computer's check. Spice and Bubbles, the two of you are just like playing your hearts out. You're banging on the drums. You're banging on your trash cans. And as you are like rocking out here, you are just aware, like as you are looking, everybody's looking at you. You're looking behind them. You see your ship just like coming up on the other side, and you have to play louder.
Yeah.
You see like one person about to turn around, and then Bubbles. That's when you throw the stick up.
Yeah.
The guy turns around. He's like pointing up, and you like hold their attention.
He like crosses his arm with one stick, and I cross the guitar neck, and then we make an X out of it, and it looks cool.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, confetti behind.
Yeah.
What was your check?
Hang on, because I rolled poorly.
How poorly?
Very poorly, but
You can use your reroll. It's a
I'm
new
gonna.
day.
You already did.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
Oh.
It's a new day. I'm gonna use my reroll.
There you go.
I got you.
Nice. That's much better. Okay. That's gonna be a 35.
A 35. The sensor suite for this train is surprisingly robust, and so it's a good thing that you disable it. It's not a very long range, but it is quite powerful in the short range that it has. And so you disable that. You set it on a repeating loop, and so it's just reading blank space all around. You put a note in your mind to remind yourself to disable that when the debris comes, or else it's going to create a problem.
Yeah.
But no problem. The ship gets really close. The director comes within just like feet of this sort of compartment. And so now it's Shade and Echo in this like very tight space with these two bodies. And
Oh, yeah, go for it.
because it is 9:30.
Oh,
This is where we're gonna stop for this
What a great episode.
So thank you so much for joining us for this session of Mosaic Team 5. We'll be back next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you can't wait that long, we are going to be playing D&D tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Courts of Everest, our original, very Feywild-inspired campaign, although we are anywhere but the Feywild. So you can join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Ohio. But until then, it is crazy, so stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.
see you, space boyfriend.